once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and starting early once again, but sincerely, a heartfelt appreciation, sincerely, to those of you who do and are able to tune in, catch me live, or if you're one of the regulars who catches up with me later, blessings to you. I truly do appreciate you. And today I'm filled with inspiration, man. Sup bitches. Today that's what we're going to talk about. Maybe we're going to be a little profane, a little edgy, a little rude. Taming the inner bitch. That idea came up, well, with conversations with a friend. I think it was today. Boy, time just flows. Time just passes by. But I'm pretty sure it was a recent conversation or exchange I was having where it came up where that's kind of the solution to our bitterness and unhappiness. You got to tame the inner bitch, but there's a nicer way of saying it. There is. Follow Jesus. Okay. Today, the message, the reminder that I want to share, let's delight in the Lord in the day that we get together. And truly, if you want to avoid regrets, follow Jesus. Regardless of where you are, the path forward is forward, right? The path forward is going to be from wherever you are. And if you want to live without regret and guilt and shame, follow Jesus. Start today. Make a commitment to yourself to know that there's a better way, that greatness is available, and it's just waiting to be found. It's just waiting to be discovered. So today, brothers and sisters, if you're able, just kind of chill out and buckle in, and we'll go for a ride of thought and consciousness, and we'll see where everything lays out. One of my ideas today of who I want to speak with, right? I want to speak with those people who can connect with me, right? So I want to invite you, I want to encourage you to connect me with you. Find a similarity between us so that you can see me as a little bit of you. Because the part of you I want to connect with the radical in you. Right? That part of you that, if given the chance, man, just wants to confront the bullies and give them a what, right? Tell them what you think and how you feel. And the bullies in this case is actually the United States government. So if you've ever felt within you that you're the type that just wants to confront the bullies and just try and make things right, but you've got another life to live, right? That's the old you, or that's not your path. Your path is not to go confront those politicians. But if you allow that part of you that wants that to connect with me, that's who I am. I want that. Okay? So hopefully you can connect with me. That part of you that wants to confront oppression, that wants to stand up for others. Let me be a part of you. And let's be that way together. Right? Because if we're going to really do a difference, if we're going to make a difference in this world, let me give credit where credit's due first so I don't forget. A lot of today's topics are brought up by this series from Andy Stanley. The link to Andy and the link to this playlist is in the description. I encourage you folks, check him out, man. Too good to miss. Future proof, some ways that we to help make it so you don't miss out. And then talking about don't miss out on Jesus, don't miss out on family, and part 4, be great. I consumed this series and whoops, doggone it, Jack. And one of the greatest inspiration was this slide that he made, right? The slide he quoted. The way of Jesus is the way forward, regardless of where you're starting from. The way of Jesus is the way forward, regardless of where you're starting from. Those words, right? They're the truth, and they are powerful because God will meet us where we are. Love will come down to you. Hope will come down to you, but you've got to be willing to raise yourself up, not to be held down by the darkness and the despair and the pain and the unforgiveness. You don't want to be held down by that bitter little bitch that's inside of you, right? We've all got that inner bitch within us, man. It's the part of us that corrupts us. The part of us that comes up with excuses of why it's okay to be sinful and selfish and cruel, right? The part within us that comes up with the excuse that it's okay to pretend to be miserable. It's okay to pretend that I've got nothing to live for. There's no reason for me to continue. I've been there. I've said those things to me and others, and it's just nonsense, man. Just breathe. Okay? Breathe through it all and align yourself with the present moment so that you can capture the life that you are. Because the life that you are, the spirit of life that is you, that's within you, is far greater than you or anything else in this world, man. There's an aspect of God that is you, right? And it is me, and we are that, the living truth. It is in the beginning that God is. It is the end that God is, and we are the living truth of what's in between the beginning and the end. We are the experience of trying. What are you trying to do in your life? Are you trying to get by? You trying not to get caught? You trying to, I don't know, just get out of the way? Sometimes that's smart. It's smart to get out of the way, but the way of Jesus is truly the way forward. It's up to each of us to stop pretending. Stop pretending that you can't forgive. Stop pretending that you can't establish self-control. Stop pretending that you're angry. Stop pretending that you're hurt. It's really easy to see. This is the way we work. We get an idea, we get an impulse, and then we exaggerate. We become greater than. It's just part of us. I mean, it's natural for people to feel bad and want to share their bad feelings so that they get some pity and they get some attention. And then if they get enough pity and attention, well, maybe they'll get distracted from their problem and the source of the problem, which is right there in between their ears. I'm telling the story of me, man, because I'm just like you in a different way. I mean, seriously, if you'd have had different parents and lived a different life than you'd lived, you'd be different too. Just like me and everybody else. We're all just living different lives, trying to figure it out. There's one who has. There's one who knows. There's one who showed us how to figure it out, and it is Jesus. That perfect example of grace and truth that was recorded in history. And there's enough verifications. You just listen to the words and you try the words on. The spirit of love, the commandment of love, love above all. That's what Jesus showed us. He showed us that God is there to serve us with life, with health, right? Just as he served Jesus, just as he served forth life and health. He was the embodiment of God. The embodiment of God, that's what God wants for you, is life and health in a greater fashion, in a greater capacity than you have realized. How do I say that with confidence? Because that's what life is. Life is growth. And to grow in life, you've got to realize new things. You've got to learn different things to become greater than the old. It's just natural. But the world we live in, it's become natural to be toxic, to be diseased, to be filled with unforgiveness and resentment. That's normal, right? There's a drug for that. Just take a drug, distract yourself from your misery, numb yourself so you don't have to feel the pain that life is bringing you. I shouldn't say that with mockery because life fucking hurts sometimes, man. Life is tough. It's made for the tough. It's made for the wise. That's where the wise and the tough are found. It's found through the struggles. So life brings us struggles, tribulations, trials, right? But there's no quitting. There's no stopping. There's no point in trying to quit life. There is every reason to embrace life, right? To live with life, to love life and all that life brings, because this is your life to do it. If you follow the way of Jesus, it is for living in heaven, right? You start living in heaven when you overcome the illusions of the past and the future, and you recognize the presence, the eternal presence, the eternal relationship that is between God and you. And now is when that relationship is known. But what are you aware of? What are you thinking of? What are you focused on? I know what I used to focus on, and it was not fun. There was a lot of rules and bitterness, a lot of habits. I don't want to bring up the past when I'm not going to go into it with detail, but I've been blessed. Again, I brag about the time that we live in, right? This man who I am the result of the collective. I've been going around and paying attention and learning and asking questions, and I've been blessed to discover a lot of wisdom in this world. And I don't claim to be smart, not at all. I'm not dumb though. That part I'm pretty sure about. I'm pretty sure I'm not a dummy. But sometimes I am. Where was I going with this? Oh, my schedule and an update of me. Yesterday, I actually didn't live stream for those who follow me, and I appreciate those who do. You may have noticed. While I wasn't online on my channel, I did spend time yesterday with Paul Unslaved, and proper instruction motivates people. We had a couple of hours together over there, and that was fun. And unfortunately, I didn't pull it up or get it ready yet. But I'll try to remember that later. What I do recommend sincerely is this series from Andy Stanley. And the reason I'm swinging back to this is to connect my point where I was going. We live at a time right now where through the technology, minimal cost, minimal expense, we have access to incredible wisdom. There's amazing teachers and scholars and all sorts of people out here exposing the truth, revealing and sharing knowledge. I think it was last night. Yeah, I think it was last night before going online with Paul. I'm enrolled with another coaching program. There's several people online. They are very successful and wise, and they actually very generous with their time. They hold free or very inexpensive recurring calls. And the other day I was on one with Chase Hughes. I've mentioned him before too. He's former CIA, studies human behavior. The guy's very sharp. I don't have him pulled up either. But why was I bringing him up? Well, I sat through a group coaching call of his the other day. Maybe because I wanted to give him credit for this idea of the topic. Giving ourselves permission, right? Recognizing how we are wired, what makes us tick. That's part of growing up. It's part of self-awareness, self-development. It's very important for you to know you. And learning about you, learning about your biology and the way your body works, sometimes that's helpful. You get a deeper understanding of things. But there's some common things between us all, the way our minds are created, right? With the layers of mind. Many people have heard the basics of this, right? We got the mammalian structure deep within us. It's all our instincts and all of in the real baseline behavior that keeps our body functional. And then above that, we've got the higher mind, which brings in the mammalian aspects. We get more social awareness. And then it finally moves into the higher level of consciousness. Our minds are not wired for the truth necessarily. This was something I learned the other night. It makes sense. Our brains are wired to find familiarity, right? And now that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It keeps us safe. If our mind is wired to watch for familiarity, to identify differences, recognizing differences may be danger, right? Because where you don't know, there's uncertainty, and uncertainty could be a threat. So you want to be cautious and you want to know what is familiar. And as we gain in familiarity, we grow in our comfort. But we live in a world where people have placed comfort as a higher priority than accomplishment, growth, life, anything. I mean, America has become like our greatest export is what? It's financial. We've become a service industry. We've outsourced all the production of goods all around the world, right? These corporations. Oh, now I'm getting into complicated other off-topic stuff. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and drop the link, and we will see what today will bring. I really don't want the nonsense. That's one thing I'm confident of. And the other past few days, it seems, besides yesterday when I wasn't streaming, it seems we've had some decent conversations, and I've really appreciated those. Excuse me, because we are here for peace and love flakes. That's exactly what we're about. Stephen, you're coming in with an interesting behavior, bud. It's really unbecoming of you, to be honest. It's unproductive. You know, I've tried communicating with Stephen. I'm not sure how to get through to him. Let's see what is showing up today. I'll entertain it. Is there any authenticity today? Or is it just characters again playing a game? Who's inside the avatar? If you have nothing to say, I guess you're not here.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know I was on the show. You didn't address me by name. You
Well,
just started
Stephen.
talking. Okay.
Right, Stephen.
Okay. You can call me Dolphin Jesus.
I can call you by your name.
All right, Jackie boy. You can
And
call me
so,
by my name.
what is your purpose of being here? Why don't you elaborate, please?
My purpose of being here, do you mean on Earth? What are you speaking about?
Well, you clicked the link, you tuned into my chat, started throwing insults, and
No, I was accused of using sock accounts. You don't have the context.
so
I was
what?
defending myself. So what?
You
So
don't use sock accounts?
no, I don't.
You're a liar. You do.
No, I don't.
Oh,
All
never.
of my accounts are channels. None of are hidden
Ah,
as to who I
right.
am.
Okay, great.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
So there you go. You
Let's get honest, Jack. Don't lie
parsing
about me.
words. You know
You
what?
don't lie.
Here's where we're at. You are worthless to me, and you're not accomplishing anything, child. Go away. And please, for the mods, feel free. Time him and his mods out or just block him. I don't give a shit, to be honest. Hey, welcome to you.
Greetings, Mr. Talcott. I see another day in the asylum, huh?
Holy cow. I don't know how to communicate with him.
The presumption is that everyone here can be communicated with, right? You know, the root word is
Well,
commune. Are they communing with higher sense of self and values and principles, or are they off on some LARP, right? Some other sort of journey, I guess, here.
holy shit. There is a way to get through, though. This is where you and I might part ways. This is where I part ways with a lot of people. I think there is a way. I'm stubborn in this feeling. I
You gonna
mean,
put a bullet in his head, Jack, to get through
no,
him? Okay. What do you
no.
have in mind?
The key is I was talking about this class, this whatever, yeah, a group call with Chase Hughes, and he pointed it out. The question is, am I safe enough to be real? Steven doesn't feel safe. That's why he's got this character, and he's always got these different characters, and the characters are his excuses. But if he felt safe, he'd put the excuses aside.
I can agree with that. And that was going to lead me to my original sort of idea here that how can you get through to somebody who claims that they're living in a hell realm and by proxy is a creature of hell, right? Like that subconscious or conscious belief, at best or at worst, is going to limit him from becoming potentially who he's meant to be because, hey, we're in a hell realm. And so there's nothing redeemable here, right? So why try? You know, why search for that within self or outside of self, right?
Right. But he knows he's lying about it. He knows there's a lot of good things. He knows this isn't the hell realm, but he's so caught up in his narrative and his stories. It's no different than all these other religions, right? Politics. People are so sure they've got it figured out. I just remembered, dude. I got a presentation I forgot to share. You want to participate with this one?
We could try it out. Overcoming the inner bitch and living without regret. Wow. Did you
Yeah.
come up with that?
Well, partially.
Right.
I had support with this. Finding strength and purpose by following Jesus. That's where it's going. Hey,
I love that. I love that first line, man. That's great. Have you overcome your inner bitch? I think I might still be working on my end. I don't know.
we are.
We'll let the audience be the judge.
We are. But you know what? There's an interesting mix to the energy that showed up, and it might be helpful. I'm going to check it out and see.
Let's check it out, man.
How
We're at
this inner
play here.
bitch,
We're having fun.
it's another inner bitch. Welcome.
It's a big bitch.
Well, inner and outer bitch, I would say. So he's going to have even more to overcome.
You know,
It's arguable,
it's possible.
but definitely bitch. Bitch is one of my favorite words lately. So I felt summoned.
Hey, I'm glad you're here, and you're welcome. And I wasn't saying it with any mean intent.
I say it all the time. Don't worry. You don't have to explain yourself to me.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever used to say it.
This really is the key. And it's tied to the thumbnail too. Avoid regret by following the way of Jesus. Overcome the inner bitch and live without regret. And we do. We've got an inner bitch. It's that voice of fear, doubt, laziness, holds us back. The part that says it's too hard. You're not enough. Recognizing it is the first step towards freedom. And then from the spirit, or from the scripture, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Okay, now here's where I'm going to challenge you, Jack, on your philosophy, or give you something to expand on, possibly, as it always is, right? Every potential impediment is also an opportunity. Wouldn't the inner bitch also be a being that just allows any man to come in here and kind of intercourse with him and his platform and just fuck it dry, right? Because, hey, I don't have enough self-worth to attract a man who's worthy, right? The inner bitch says, anyone can come through my portal and experience me and what I have, right? No? Or is that the inner hoe? You got to clarify for me. I'm still on my pimp and stuff, right?
The inner bitch makes their choices on their own.
True. Well, it's truly, there's a fine line. There is a fine line between allowing the inner bitch to disgrace you and then being the one of conscience, right? Choosing that it's okay. Choosing it's okay for me to be uncomfortable for a temporary limited time because it's for a greater purpose. With me, that's what I've been trying to do by opening for allowing others the opportunities to join so often.
So inner bitch says, I'll let anyone in my portal to experience me in the hopes that one of them will be marriage material.
That's the inner whore. The inner whore. That's
and that's what, I think that's what we have going on here with a lot of this. You know, we have an inner bitch / whore that says anyone can come in and experience me in my portal because one of these people is going to be the one, you know, and it's usually never the case, right? When you make way for all the non-suitors to leave, that's when your knight in shining armor shows up, I would think. I could be wrong.
Part of that I can see for sure because I've said this myself and I've experienced myself. We make excuses, and good enough might be comfortable for a little while, but it prevents great from emerging. And that is actually being great is actually the last part of that Andy Stanley series I mentioned I put in the description. Oops, wrong one. Being great, being willing to go for great. What am I doing, man? There we go. Part 4 is be great, be willing to look beyond just good enough. And I guess I'm diverting maybe from what you were saying, Paul. But
I think a lot of these areas, including mine for a while, need a good clearing out for an extended period so the greatness can come from within and attract that from without, right? If not, you just kind of get lost in the sauce.
Aren't you always clearing out your area, like on a regular basis?
I think I did a great broadcast yesterday. Held over 200 live viewers, did over 15,000 overall, got another 100 subs.
Is that what I asked you?
Excuse me?
I said, is that what I asked you?
I answered indirectly what you asked me. Yes, I'm always clearing out my space or keeping my space clear to keep a focus and to generate from inside to the outside with some level of creativity or just an empowered focus, an inspired focus. That's my perspective of myself and the broadcast I did yesterday. Maybe others have a different way of looking at it.
Oh, yesterday was
possible.
Fun. So, I'm not sure what's going on. If there's underlying digs there or something.
There's a bit of bitterness and resentment, Jack, because I'm not because Landry is not quote unquote working with me lately.
You think I resent you for that?
Excuse me?
You think I resent you for that, or I resent you and that's just a part of that?
that the whole reason you even came up here is because I'm here right now. You came up with a smirk and you knew this was going to go here, and you pretty much are doing everything you can to make it go there.
I didn't go anywhere. I'm very cordial.
Interrogatory where you're interrogating me.
I know I'm cordial.
You're looking for a gotcha. It's obvious, Landry, and you're not going to bullshit me that you're not, right? So Mr. Talcott sees and feels the same thing. I'm feeling, here goes I came in here to be polite and nice and kind and all the rest of the passive aggressive.
What is going to happen here? Is he going to try to make you kick me maybe?
See, as you were saying, nobody gets made to do anything. Now, Landry, you're clearly joining today with a little attitude, with a little chip on your shoulder.
No.
Maybe you think this is a place for you to get a victory. I know you're always seeking to win, aren't you? So, tell you what, Paul, out of respect for you, and seriously, I had a great time with hanging out with you yesterday. Out of respect for you, Landry, go away. Okay, you're not coming back up today, and I know you like to be controlled, and you've bitched that you weren't kicked before, so there you go. You are kicked, young man. And hopefully I've got that Steven guy banned. He keeps popping up to draw nonsense in the back chat. These people, dude.
Right. They think that it's a coincidence, right? That we think that it's a coincidence. That one comes up, has the energy, does what he does in the back. The next one comes up, has the same energy, is going to do what he does on his stream now, is another version of the back, right? Like, we're not born yesterday. We've been through this over and over again. It's palpable, okay? We can feel and read the energy. It's obvious you weren't actually asking me a question. It's a rhetorical question because you want to play a gotcha game. And by your own metrics, I could say, by your criteria, I did a better broadcast than you did yesterday and every day before that. Because you said you came on here to make money, non-money as well. That was your main goal, right? So as Mr. Talcott says, seeking to win while losing your mind and your morals and your values and your principles and your focus and all the rest of it, presuming you ever had that.
Hey, Trexty, blessings to you, and thank you for the contribution. Yes, Jack's inner bitch is a hoe, but Paul might be the one.
Yeah, I think I got what it takes to get her to settle down. Really refocus on what's important in life. I'm gonna play that game. We're gonna play that game. Today or this week or whatever it is.
Oh man. Well, you may have read me right. Who knows? This adventure, this is life. I've given up. I've really given up trying to fight or I just want to live. I want to live freely. And this is what I've learned. The idea of Jesus, the way he lived, what he taught, it is a better way. Not the religious way, not the way the churches say that it's done, where you just take a name and believe he died for you, and then you can act just like an asshat and think you're better than everybody else. That's not the way. What Jesus was talking about is love. And these ideas, I kind of brought up Chase, whatever his name was recently, for a reason. Why did I just stumble on this again? Oh, he pointed out in his coaching call how success can actually be a downfall. People who have lived these sheltered lives and had themselves taken care of, first by the nanny and then by the school system, and then they got all these people around them. Success can create their false value. It's truly through failure that we learn. Because when we fail, then we've got something to reflect on. Then we also learn the power of resilience, right? Climbing out of that hole, digging ourselves out, or cleaning off the egg off of our face. It's through failure that we truly learn, through reflection and resilience. So the inner bitch within us, that inner bitch is afraid of failing. And I gave that inner bitch too much power, the fear. I gave that too much power in my past. Because that voice inside that says, hey, it's okay to quit. You can quit. Faith gives the courage if you'll listen to it. And obedience, if you're willing to be self-obedient, self-disciplined, that's where we get that strength when our comfort, tempts weakness. And following Jesus, it just means dying to your ego, getting rid of it, rising in a purpose. Hey, Paul, you want to jump in, please? You got anything?
There's an old quote, something along the lines of, if a victory is told in detail, one can no longer distinguish it from a defeat, right? So I like that, because that points to the idea that there is no complete failure. There's just generating a result. And those results we call failures are just not up to our standard. So we need those failures, those little failures here and there over the course of time in order to get to the big sort of promised land, right? So I see that in all of our lives to an extent, right? The reflection of that, where if you told our supposed victory story over a long enough period of time, it would be indistinguishable from a defeat, right? It's almost like the success is made up of a bunch of little defeats that we keep going and overcoming and triumphing, right? Victor rather than victim.
Oh, and that is it. It really comes down to a mindset and the story we tell ourselves. NPC
the new Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapons. I'm guessing I'm the black guy because they always tell me I have big nose and big lips and I'm a white Negro. So I guess I'll take that. I'm not down on that, right? That's not a knock on me.
No, it's not. It's beautiful. There is a chemistry, man. We've got something that's if we can tame the inner bitches, there's incredible things coming together, man. What you said, the details come from the wins and the losses, and having that victim mindset, it will prevent we'll talk ourselves out of greatness if we give power to the victim. But if we can hear the victim's fear, hear the victim's unease, if we can hear that with compassion, well, then we can move forward with courage. I was so afraid of failing. I talked myself out of trying so many times. I didn't know it. This final one, I resisted that scripture. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I resisted that a long time because I didn't like giving the idea of my strength away, because my strength has been earned, right? Well, what I realized is I'm stronger when I get me out of the way. When I just turn to the question, what would great do? Because living without regret, our regret that comes from disobedience or inaction. If we know, especially if we know something should be done or shouldn't be done, and we move forward with that, if we don't follow through with what we know, we disobey, our inaction brings regret. When we live in peace and follow Jesus boldly, you live not with what if, right? You live, well, I don't know if I agree with that, because I think I do live with what if. I live in peace with the idea of what if this is offered? What if this is found? What if this becomes greater? But truly, we must speak the truth. And sometimes it is risky. It is risky to speak truth in a world filled with lies, right? And it takes risk to love deeply. But the message for the Christians, especially, if you want to follow Jesus, You take up your cross. You find that purpose within you that even though the world around you is saying, no, you're not good enough. It's time. It's time for us to rise. You got anything on these?
I could go a couple places with it. I'm kind of, I guess, being more open to where you want to take it, or maybe if we have some interaction.
Yeah.
Is that all we have available as far as guests in the green room? Is
Yep.
Landry and Steven? Do we have a link down there? There's no one else who wants to join us, or maybe
yeah, the link is pinned. I think we might intimidate people, Paul.
why is that? What is it about you and I that is intimidating?
Oh, dude, we're loud and we're rough around the edges. People don't get that. They think there's something wrong with that. But this is where the confusion comes in, is because they know our hearts. They know we're kind and generous and gentle, and but the bark is frightening. Oh, and it's through respect, I suspect. Because when we admire people, when we truly admire people, and there's many who do, we will place them up on kind of a pedestal. And when we do that, then we feel nervous, right? Because of our choice of placing someone up above us, we get nervous. We feel less. Well, I've been working on that myself, but I don't think a lot of people are aware of it. They're not aware of the psychological, I don't know, the lens, the view that we see each other with. Here's what brings up an example. I used to be so afraid of authority. If I thought someone was in a position of greater influence than me, I got nervous. And it was my inner bitch for sure.
Brown's voice is in usual form here today, I see. Have you heard once everything the American public believes is a lie, our disinformation campaign is complete?
Mm-hmm.
CIA. He's quoting the CIA right there. I didn't know the CIA had vocal cords. I'm in coaching meetings with someone from CIA, Jack Talcott. So apparently he's referencing you on that one. Is that true? That you are now life coaching someone who is in the CIA? I had conference with someone from DARPA a while back. So I guess we're both, Brown's boy's got a beat on both of us, man. We're some of the top Panelverse actors, I guess, and oath takers, and
he's got an imagination on him. But I do remember that quote. Isn't it something Casey, the CIA guy? He was quoted as saying, once if they succeed, the American public has no idea what is true. And the evidence of propaganda and crap has been so true. I mean, Brown's boy, I think you're like the result of that, but you're trying to blame me for your confusion.
Yeah, I think it's always best to go with a cliche, if it is one. Better to attribute to incompetence what would rather be attributed to malice, right? So
Absolutely.
It's safer to just bet that we're all at times incompetent, incapable, not as much in alignment as we could be, than to presume that we're all secret agents, part of a commercial corporate plan. If we're going to do the groupthink idea or the water seeks its own level idea, it's more likely that it's a cosmic sort of bringing together, right, of folks who reflect either similarities or differences to create the experience than it is to presume that everyone's a secret agent, right? Again, truth is stranger than either fiction or what's manufactured, right? It's almost more of an interesting and exciting and entertaining idea to accept that the universe is somehow, some way doing a lot of this or bringing a lot of these people to certain places for certain reasons, and then trying to figure out what that is, right? What is the plan behind the non-plan, the order behind the disorder, right? I think that's what Mr. Talcott is somewhat fascinated by or inspired by, right? And somewhat hopeful or faithful with that. With every disordered cretin and miscreant who shows up, there's an order behind it waiting to be revealed or experienced, right? And I contend the same to be true. The question is, can we all find it and work from that place? There's a good bit we can resurrect. Snafu is now down there. Maybe we can do some tandem life coaching. Who's going to play good cop? Who's going to play bad cop on this one, Mr. Talcott? What are you feeling today? You feeling more ready to give him some lashes or give him some love? I could take up either position right now. I'm pretty neutral.
I could too, easily. I could go either way very easily.
All right, Matthew, come on up, and we'll see if we can flow with it, and we'll see who takes what position and who can counterbalance that on the fly, if necessary.
Yes. It might be a welcome opportunity.
Now, do you believe I'm pushing up your delusions? Because I don't think that I am. I don't think either of us are pushing up each other's delusions at this point. I think we're just kind of open and available for whatever is brought, and willing to try, and see where it goes.
Hey, Logical Spark, thank you. We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. William J. Casey, Director 81. That. Sorry. And now I lost where you were. Here. We'll go there. I thought I had another one. Walk it out. This, right? Especially in our recovery, when we're changing our habits, when we've gone through a transition, we got betrayed or we lost someone we love. Pray daily for strength over yourself. Get strength over you, over your weakness, your susceptibilities. Be aware of you. And then speak God's word, truth. Speak courage and truth louder than your fears. When you're afraid, don't focus so much on the fears and the what ifs. Go to the facts. Face the facts and get comfortable with the facts. And then you get over your fears. And then surround yourself with people who call out your best. They won't just enable your nonsense. I think that might be what Snafu was trying to imply, but I don't feel that. Let your inner voice, never let your inner voice keep you from your divine calling. I think that was the last slide. But
I guess I want to believe, hopefully or faithfully, that inner voice becomes part of your divine calling some way, somehow. It gets integrated there. If not, becomes the leader of that endeavor.
I think that's the key. Actually, it is. It's the key to life. Key to life is you take that which is and you learn how to adapt it, especially if it's a part of you. That's the shadow integration. So we've got a false character here in the back, but I'm going to be curious and see. Jack Talcott is an actor, I think it says.
Oh.
What's up, Jack Talcott? How are you today? My good man and sir, spirit from above, how are you?
Is that Brownsville?
I'm pretty sure it is. The voice sounds correct.
Man.
Hi, Jack. Hey, man. Dude, how are you guys doing today, Jack? Oh, my God. So good to be on your show.
Isn't it?
Wow. He's doing the thing. He's doing the the thing. It almost comes natural to him, right? Now, is that well, let's not even ask. I was going to ask, is that real positivity and loving energy, or is that put on? It seems to be a discrepancy from the chat box.
No, something came over me when I was in the backstage, and I thought, God, it's great to be next to greatness like Jack Talcott, you know?
No, you might want to watch out for that, because Steven's been known for slipping stuff in the water back there, right? Slipping Mickeys. So that might actually be GHB taking over your nervous system. But hey, it's a love drug. You know, you
Jack,
might actually get some action here.
I had one quick question. I had one quick question for your greatness. Let's see. Have you been in coaching meetings with people from the CIA?
Yes, I believe I was.
That's all I needed. I'll see you later.
Oh man, see, he just pretended to be loving and respectful just to get that out of you. That wasn't nice. He completely fooled all of us right there.
That is so hilarious, dude. So hilarious. So here's what he's getting at. Here, I'll share this link too. ChaseHughes.com. It's the dude I was talking about earlier. He offers this NCI system. I don't remember what it's called. Foundational Skills of Nonverbal Communication and Human Behavior, trusted by leaders, therapists, and top professionals worldwide. So he studies and teaches human behavior. Each week, he's got free coaching calls. So somehow I found myself signed up for that. And I actually recommend it, because this inner work, it's a path for us all. And so I do believe part of his education comes from the CIA. And so that's where Brown's boy was taking it. Holy cows. Can't imagine this story, man. Welcome.
I've got babies all over the place, but I swear, the rape was just casual-ish.
It was a consensual rape, which actually makes it rape non-rape, by the way.
Exactly.
So,
and that's where my CIA union workers know I was a god, because I raped them all.
Dude, you're sick.
I'm Jack Talcott.
Now, Jack, don't jump to conclusions. He is talking about loving rape, you know?
Start furrowing, because when them caterpillars start bumping, I will leave. I'm a life coach that abandons everyone. Yes, breathe, Jack. Breathing is part of your lessons.
I think that was telling. I think it was telling that he considers you the life coach who's abandoned him. Snafu, proving he's living from lack, loss, and abandonment as usual.
I swear it was just a maybe baby, kind of like maybe rape.
Hey, no,
Yes, hey, yes.
You're bringing up some sore points, because you're not wrong.
Like when I lied and said I didn't have a baby, and then I said I did, and then I said I didn't, and then when I told that guy Snaps, please get my family and coworkers to come, and then they shit on me because I'm a terrible human being, but I still want to shit on them and act like I'm right, and I gotta have someone to defend me. Maybe Daddy will defend me, and I won't bounce my caterpillars up and down.
I won't defend you, but I will point out the obvious, that at least Jack Talcott was able to get a job and keep one for multiple decades, which is more than a lot of these panel walkers, I think, would be capable of, especially showing up like this.
That's very true. That's why I felt godly, because I was also better than them. I was a union worker.
Hey, Snafu.
My name is Jack Talcott.
It's not a very great impression of you either. I don't know why he's. I don't know. Whatever. He's trying.
Well, he's not reading it at all. I mean, some of what he says, I can't deny it. I am a failed life coach who had to walk away from families. There is a child that a maybe baby, as he said, but it certainly wasn't done through force or through dishonesty. It was authentic and real.
I just love the idea that there's some guy somewhere with a big beard and like maybe some Asian eyes who's talking about love and potentially life coaching all of Asia. If I remember correctly, I think it was Korea or one of those places you were stationed on. I love having fun with that idea that there's a maybe baby out there who just looks exactly like an Asian Talcott, sounds just like him.
Yeah. And I mean, how long, why should Snafu has no clue how much he has disrespected the kindness, the forgiveness, the patience, not just of me, but of you too, Paul, right?
Yeah, I don't take it personal though. I mean, Snafu he's again another person with a lot of trauma and pain and lack, loss, and abandonment. You know, grew up without the mother and father deal, right? As usual, broken home, broken soul. And in a way, he's paying for it, right? All of his resentment and bitterness and anger and resistance and sort of forms of disempowerment have taken a toll on his body. And you know, I try to be there for him as much as I can, seeing the reflection of him within me and vice versa, and also leaving the rest, you know, and not feeding into it beyond a certain point. So,
well, and good for you. But this is the irony that I don't know how it's overlooked. I seriously, truly believe in miracles. I know that miracles can happen. Now, is Snafu worthy of a miracle? I don't know. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe he's not worthy of my support. Maybe he's not worthy of trying to change. But imagine if, imagine if something clicked within Snafu and he just says, shit, now I get it. I've been wrong about these things. And then he changes.
There's been some of that going on, although I don't think we can hold out hope, right, or move from that place, because then it becomes our quote unquote ego or pride, right? That once again we're going to be the ones to help him or be the ones to make a change for him when he has to come to that conclusion, presuming he ever will, presuming we're correct, on his own, right? But we can be a source of inspiration in our own way, and I think that has happened. I've seen some changes in Matthew in the way that he at least attempts to express at times and direct himself toward a higher goal, right? Yeah, maybe a long game process, right? Who knows?
Paul, thank you. See, and this is where you have been, admittedly. Snafu owes you. He owes you big. Because you have been a good example for me of compassion and forgiveness.
Yeah. Daddy is feeding your delusions right now. So start life coaching. Start fucking life coaching.
So I should have brought you back.
This is what happens, Paul. This is why I get it. You guys feed his delusions, and then he thinks he's fucking back.
Okay, but forget about him
being a scumbag, lying sack of shit online. And see, this is the problem. You guys feed his delusions instead. Say, well, Jack, honestly, you're delusional, and he could see that. And you're not going to life coach someone when you're delusional. And the guy says, hey, I see your delusions. That's what you should have told Jack instead of baby cupcakes into his ass.
Right, but we've done that.
Are you going to take this man serious? No. Is Trump ever going to take this man serious? He'll never even achieve Trump. By you getting tackled on the steps, ruined any chance you would ever have.
No, you don't know. Here's another twist, and I hope you're ready for this. I hope this goes well. Welcome, Powder Dusty. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good.
Snap's still back there. It's crazy listening to somebody whose delusions are weaponized by the entire community say that people are feeding anyone else's delusions.
There is a bit of irony here constantly present if you're willing to look and can see it, right? It's maybe present with all of us to varying degrees.
I'll agree with that entirely. You don't even need to elaborate anymore.
You know what? If there's a chance of influencing somebody, I think we might have the best opportunity available right now. Snafu.
Wait, Dusty, weren't you just playing fucking shit, talking mad shit on Paul like last night?
Not last
Trying
night.
to trying to like
no, that's okay though. I've come to terms with that, and I've made peace with that. That a lot of non-content creators on here need to use actual content creators who bring some kind of energy and inspiration and empowerment and results in order to bolster their constituency and to make their content, right? So I don't mind that. Right? If anything, that's an honor. That means I'm still relevant.
Dusty is honoring you by being obsessed with you. I get it.
Yeah, it means I'm relevant and interesting in his mind. It doesn't matter how he spins it, right? And that's been over 3 to 5 years now. So I'm doing well. I'm doing something right.
Okay, cool. See, Jack, that's called life coaching. Just
I embrace the lolcatwism, right?
That's called love bombing. That's called love bombing. That's not life coaching.
People think that they can insult me by doing the lolcow thing, but I embrace it, right? That's why I make the faces I do and act like a fool and a clown and go over the top at times. I embrace the idea that I'm viewed by a certain sector as a lolcow because there are other sectors and other groups of people who view me in a different way, right? And it takes the whole picture in order to create the momentum.
That's an interesting question. Lawrence, thank you for the contribution. Paul, if you were a beautiful lady, would you date Flo?
Well, I think the obvious answer would be I don't know because I'm not beautiful, nor am I a lady.
If he's into
but if I was to play, if you could please, Snafu, we can go around the horn here. Try to, control yourself. Try to display some self-control if possible. I'll play into this.
I'm delusional. Sorry. You need to cut lazy.
It depends. If I wanted a good hookup on street drugs, I might date him, right? I may not fuck him, but I might date him because it might be advantageous to me. But if not, probably not. No offense.
And if he was a beautiful lady, I would date him, I suppose. That's probably true.
You're obsessed with him
but
now.
you just want to get to.
I'd at least hit him up for nudes. I'd at least hit him up for nudes.
Right. I was going to say, you would just want access to my Badusi, right? You're not really in it for me because you love me or want a long-term relationship. So I might shy away from that.
Here. This might work out, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking for commitment, okay? I always have.
Who knew? You just had to turn into a beautiful lady for this to work out.
Well, listen, I contended for the longest time. A lot of you calling everyone else in the room gay is actually more of a revelation of what you got going on, right? So I'm glad that we're making headway on that, pun intended.
Oh my
no, I didn't call you gay directly. I intimated it based on what was going on, right? I was pointing at what's happening, not you.
Crystal Shaman, they both said yes.
I know you could be a good life coach. Either fix my car or get Dusty to pay for it. Do the world.
Snafu's one of the people who's like wringing his hands at God and Donald Trump for cutting off EBT and the aptly named SNAP program. It couldn't be any more synchronistic that EBT is referred to as SNAP. There's got to be a God here or a devil.
Speaking of the real EBT, he wanted to do bad things to him because Grace Thorpe last night, he had a mental breakdown with TBE. TBE had a mental breakdown on EBT because of Grace Thorpe last night.
Really?
Pretty fucking crazy. Get off the internet and quit drinking if you're letting your emotions get you that fucking bad, you dumb fucks.
It's just to be technical. You can't have a mental breakdown if you're mentally broken up day to day anyway, right? If anything, it's a break up, not a breakdown.
It'd be just more crumbling.
Right. Evidence of the crumble. But the breaking up occurred long ago, right? Or breaking down, rather.
He was crying and screaming at the same time. I never seen that.
Which one was?
I mean, that's kind of par for the course with him.
Like because like literally it was bad. Like it was like, dude, is the guy gonna go off himself? Like it was crazy, dude, last night, and it was all because
damn it, man, he took it down, didn't he?
He's ready for a breakthrough. He's
a drunk like goblin, and this is where you're delusional. You're pushing up substance abusing drunks, saying love your alcohol, you loving dumb fuck.
Hello.
Just love will fix everything. Hello. My caterpillars are fucking neat and shaved.
I understand alcohol.
I'm a delusional man.
You are. You are.
My name is Jack Talcott, and I rape willingly and lovingly. Maybe babies everywhere.
I think all Snafu's proving indirectly is that a lot of these people could benefit from either letting Paul Enslaved or Jack Talcott life coach them directly or indirectly. I mean, I live in a trailer, you live in a Motel 6. Neither of us is drinking or doing drugs. I mean, we're better than ever in a lot of ways. So we might have something to offer. In
a house, so
right. Well, there you go. I guess different strokes for different folks.
That's a joke. We'll laugh.
That's what I heard. Snafu's joke will laugh. And tame the inner bitch. It attracts Joe Cool.
The inner bitch. Now that's what I'm talking about, Jack. You getting down with the Joe Cool has an inner bitch. Tell us more about it.
Everyone does. Yours is kind of showing.
About Joe Cool's inner bitch or yours? Not Matthew or Snafu. Quit getting me, you obsessive life coach. Fuck.
Calm down, please. We got another guest here, and is this Gabriel?
Yeah, what's going on, Jack?
Hey, Paul, blessings to you.
Snaps.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hey, were you joining with something? Because I wanted to hit you up with something too.
I mean, I like the title of your broadcast. It reminds me of like that Wizard of Oz, and you know, you're a lion, right, Leo, and this whole cowardly lion because he was a bitch, right?
Wait. You're a Leo, Jack.
Oh yeah, yes. So are you, Snaps? Right, that's right.
I want to change if he's a Leo.
Well,
I got to change. Jack is
you
not
should change.
Leo. We all should change, right? Yeah. For the better, right? So better. I was wondering about that thread you're on. What's one step towards that?
Well, to be honest, I think this shortcut is just what the thumbnail was. Follow Jesus. Love and
you take shortcuts all the time.
I do. God created me with that ability, the ability to discern. Well, it appears that those things are gone. Snafu, you are so short-sighted.
He's noisy as fuck.
Snafu, you can't keep. I've told you this for years now. You can't keep interrupting, especially if you disagree. We can't hear you or the other side.
He's so desperate for attention that he gets on stage
and push it up like you do for Jack.
No. Actually,
I do that with you. I do support you where it's proper, and I do call you out or hold you accountable where you're missing the mark.
No. I want you to blaze me like you did Jack.
Paul is mostly to blame.
You were obsessed with Paul so bad you were fucking playing 3-year-old videos trying to like say he's like going weird with women and shit. You're such an
I love that Taylor just made a statement that reveals the rest of the dynamic that he won't point to. I'm most of the reason for a lot of people around here being a thing, directly or indirectly.
No, most of us also have our own channels. Snafu can't get one viewer on his 18th channel.
He can get 10 or 20. I've seen it.
Yeah.
With other people there.
Well, even when he's not, he's got loyal people who are supportive.
He bounces around from Patreon or patron to patron. Every now and then somebody will want to weaponize his personality, but
that too. There's definitely more going on. Lawrence, blessings. Thank you for the contribution. Hail to the almighty prophet Jack Talcott. Jack, if Flo, Paul, and Snafu were in a room together, what do you think would happen? I think they'd actually have some pretty good conversations. No, the knife would not come
I
out.
think Snafu would be dead first, and then we would turn to each other and finish the job.
I'm gonna have to agree with him again.
We would have a mutual agreement. Taylor, I don't like you. You don't like me. Let's beat him and then beat each other.
Right.
Then I would be reminded of my default life coach, because I have no other one who's willing to stick around with me long enough. My default life coach in my head would remind me to choose love, and that piece was available.
Yeah, it would be available if Snafu was out of the picture. I shouldn't say it.
Jack,
like
what
that.
would you advise for somebody who's 24 karat solid bitch like OTW? How could somebody like that tame their inner bitch?
It's the same path. They've got to be willing. They got to be willing to see the bitch in order to overcome the bitch, because otherwise they just protect the bitch. It all makes sense when you say it like that, doesn't it?
My question made sense, your answer didn't.
No. For all of us to overcome that inner doubt, that inner voice, the one that's so needy for attention, we've got to be willing to take a chance and ignore it. And it's interesting that Snafu is here. I appreciate sincerely. The universe is putting everything together. And the other day I had fun with you, Gabriel. You had a long stream and a whole bunch of all-stars came through. And then I snapped at you, and I felt horrible about doing that. But I got so dang frustrated with Snafu. And then, here, what are we doing? Here on my panel, I'm doing the same thing with Snafu. So what do we do?
I mean, learn from it. I was like, damn. But then they would have told me, it's like, okay, wake up, Gabriel, for a second. You know, Jack's uncomfortable. And it wouldn't matter if it was, because all you guys were on the panel.
Yeah.
Too, so, I mean, it could have been any of you guys. Probably would have been. It's just like, I guess I was zoning out for a minute, because I don't have to say it, but I actually like Snafu a lot. And but sometimes, no matter who it is, we gotta be respectful as much as we can, especially if someone's uncomfortable. I know he said you were crying. You know, I wouldn't call it that. It's just that you were putting down your boundary. And I wanted both you guys to stay, but you know, you're about to walk, and I'm like, okay, let's see if we can just do a little timeout. But yeah, but Snafu's coming from a place he cares about you. That's just the way he's expressing it.
Yes,
I see it.
Hey, thank you. And actually, I thought you handled it very well. I mean, had I said something or spoken up sooner, I might not have been so emotional, but you did. You should.
I probably wouldn't have got your. I probably wouldn't have got your. You wouldn't got my attention. Sometimes you need to come out.
That's possible too.
As a lion, you know, you can be a fox and cunning, but sometimes you got to be a lion and be assertive and let them know what's going on.
Admittedly, though, too, on that panel, I don't know if you noticed it, but El Perro joined, and his emotions got out on him as well. But that's what he was trying to communicate, was the frustration with Snafu as well.
I think he was frustrated with me too. Like, he went on somebody else's panel. He was talking about my son, about, like, you know, this and that, which is funny because, like, he's never really mentioned him before in a positive way. So, I mean, I don't want to sound like Speakeasy. You talk about my kids and all that, but come on, bro. It's like, what are we doing here, man? So anyway, that's a weird dude sometimes. But we're all learning, huh?
Yeah, we are. And this is the thing. We do influence each other. And I've seen there's people who have not just Snafu, but some of the other characters. To me, they're clearly crying out for help. They're crying out for attention. They're looking for some guidance, some leadership, maybe some more healthy community. Because everything I've been learning, in my description of the videos again, each day is a link to A Course in Miracles. And between A Course in Miracles talking about forgiveness and love for one another, crap. Sorry, I took myself off topic when I brought that up.
Well, I'll say this. All three of you guys here in your own way have made an impression on me. And I'm sure I've made an impression on you guys at different maybe being annoying sometimes too. But in the end, like yeah, man, this is all learning, right?
You definitely made an impression on me. I'm thinking about buying me an Asian wife like you did. I saw that broad last night. She's not too bad. How much for those over there? How much are they going for? What's the market price on that?
Yeah, you have a soul, right?
You, Gabriel.
I know. You have a soul, right?
Yeah,
there you
I want to believe that.
You got to give him up your soul. You got to give it to him. Man.
Oh, that's all it takes, huh? For a limited for a limited time now.
We're sorry, sir. You can't afford this woman.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate mirror for me in life is her. Yeah, Miss NPC Rebecca. Yeah, man. Teaching me a lot, dude. Yeah.
You know, I used to be real envious of people, their relationships. That was that inner bitch of me. I was a jealous bitch too, I guess. But now it's not so jealous. I truly admire. I feel I appreciate and respect when I see couples together, because I know the difference the right couple can make, right? You get the right relationship, it can transform your life.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a part of my life where I felt like a third wheel. It seemed like all my friends were hooking up, like with their partners and stuff. Now some of them don't even have them anymore, but the case is like, and I was kind of jealous and whatever. I felt happy for them, but it's like, damn. And I remember this one time I felt this like, I was with my friend at Coachella, and I was like, damn, I wish, you're so lucky you have your wife, you got a new baby, I'm gonna, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And he's like, don't worry, bro, you got this. And then like it was like a month later, I met Rebecca at the yoga studio. And you're right, like if you want it, if you build it, it'll come. She's out there.
Dare I ask what the hell you were doing at a yoga studio?
I was getting hot and sweaty at the Bikram yoga.
Right. You were using their bathroom stall?
No. Something like that. Yeah. Good thing I had mirrors all up in that place.
Hey, that's a lesson for everybody, man. Tap into your quote unquote sacred feminine side, go and do some downward dog, and you might come up with a Rebecca. You never know, man.
A Becky, huh?
Have you ever done? Go ahead, Gabe.
I was gonna say the cool thing about that yoga, I always thought yoga was kind of like feminine and all that, but that yoga is very challenging because you're in a room that's like 100 degrees, that's 70% humidity, and you have to do like all these postures. It's definitely like a battle, lightweight. Yeah.
I still haven't made it to the hot yoga studio yet, but I do promote. I encourage.
Yeah.
Guys, check it out. There's a reason. There's a reason that people do it. The yoga, the stretch, it's challenging and relaxing.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no denying, if nothing else, that would be content gold for this bliss mill back here. The back channels of YouTube, all of us visiting a yoga studio for the day, right? I mean,
especially a hot yoga one.
If you guys will do it, I'll do it.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. That'd be so hilarious.
Yeah. We might lose Jack. There seems like the sort of place he might just stay forever.
I would, dude. You'd
Nice
see
and
us in our sweats and leotards, stretching it out together.
No, you gotta wear your bathing suits, man. The shorts and no shirt, all that shit.
Oh, the shorts, yeah.
Anything with no shirt, I'm out of. Just unprintable, no one else is going to tolerate that.
You can wear a wife beater. It's okay.
Yeah.
You want me to wear Tommy? I-O.
That's an alley-oop right there.
Right. He'd have to find a wife in order to beat her. Oh, no, there I did it.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
The inner bitch.
That's my inner dick. There's an inner bitch and then there's an inner prick, right?
Yeah.
They're both equally
Sorry.
Go ahead, Jack.
Speaking of,
Mr. Jack.
I mean, this would be the perfect panel for our friend Tommy to show up with. He's got so much hate for all of us. It could
I
be
don't
him
believe
doing
that,
it.
Jack. I don't believe that. I think it's another mask. It's another cover for something that's not expressed as easily, right? He's not
right.
allowed himself to express from that certain place. Because I've seen glimmers of that place. You know, when he's on hard times and we have a conversation, he's willing to tap into those areas and be brutally honest, whether he likes the, you know, content of what's in there or not, right? But then that wall and that mask goes back up to save face, right?
Yeah, that's what he thinks. Well, it's what he's learned. You're right. Every one of us is the reflection of our learned behavior. And I was thinking about how we acquire our learned behavior. I think every bit of who we are, it comes from admiration and rebellion, right? We admire parts of our parents, we rebel against part of our parents, and the same with others that we encounter. But I think I spent so much time just trying to rebel, trying to be uncontrolled. I missed out on a lot of good times in my life. This is what life has been showing me over the past several years. It's truly about balance, finding the balance between purpose and fun, right? Between health and what's the opposite, where you give yourself a little taste of something, you know, the sweets and the sugars and the excitement.
I love that producer Moose is now latched onto his next victim slash supporter, right? And he's now giving us the ultimatum. Since we kicked out Landry to appease his online daddy, showing his bitterness and resentment for me while acting like everything's okay with me on the other side, right? He can't help himself. Landry now has to go live on his own channel instead of contributing to your broadcast. Did it ever occur to you that when he goes live on his own channel, he won't get more than 10 or 20 live viewers? So it's hardly a contribution beyond a certain point. It's a pretty empty threat there, you know, that we might want to get out of our imagination, you know, get into the now.
Yeah. Hey, Flow State, that's one of the lessons I've learned from you about, like, it's not a good etiquette to say you're live when you're on somebody else's. Do you hold that same respect for your ops? Would you, or is that out the door, out the window? If it's an op,
it depends. It depends. It's not perfect.
Okay.
I don't know if somebody. It depends on the level of ops somebody's at. But if somebody's ops, then I don't know why I would bother giving them courtesy. Right? I think that we're generally past that.
Okay.
By the way, when did Landry become a victim of not being allowed somewhere and become forced to stream? I love how you phrase that. The phraseology, like, you know, reveals the sub-psychology, right? That you guys are victims because you didn't get access and now you're forced to stream. Maybe you could just sit somewhere, practice, like, you know, being at peace, and then just waiting, practicing patience. And then when Jack's done at some point, you can go live and suck off the audience and drag people over there to your nonsense and almost nothing to present, right? It's really the reality of it. You could do that. You're not forced to stream.
It's fascinating. The victims will perpetrate, right? They'll perpetrate against the injustice that they feel. But this is what the world is made of. It's made of so many people doing foolish things because they think they're doing right. I mean, that's what Mr. Snafu is about. He thinks he's right, calling people out and trying to report things that he thinks, but what's not, what seems right is not always right. That
I'm gonna come up with a new name now, Jack, because you just reminded me. There's the inner bitch again. Like Bonnie Blue, it's Landry Blue. He can't get in on the foursome, so he's gonna go fuck the audience somewhere else to prove something to us and everyone else. He's forced to, right? Because he didn't get attention here. You know, there's the inner bitch again.
He is forced. He's been a victim of Jack Talcott ever since we met. He's been quite clear about that. It's been fascinating.
Yeah, it's interesting that when you actually introduced him to me, and it was actually it was a great day for me at the time. I thought, oh shit, seems like a good match, but you spend time with people and you start to see things, so
What I see all of us. We're all characters in this world. Some of us have channels and some of us don't, but we're all characters and we're discovering what the world shows. What I see in Landry is a younger guy, young dad. He's trying to figure himself out, trying to figure out what he wants and what he thinks is best. And he's probably never met characters like me, Paul, and you other guys, right?
right.
There's something unique about us. But the mistake I think a lot of people make, maybe the same mistake I did and Landry did, we think we figure others out far sooner than we actually do.
That's true.
Jack, some might say that if you're on panels every single day for more than 8 hours a day, you're technically not a dad at that point. I know you said young dad, but I wouldn't say that, but some might have said that.
Yeah.
There's many, many roles each of us play. But I think the greatest role that any of us can play is just to be authentic and true. The only way we can be authentic and true is to be present. Because if we're not present, that's when we're disassociated. That's when we're living in some character, the character of the past, or some character that's reacting to an imagined future. I spent so much time of my life trapped in my mind. And guys, here's something. regarding Snafu's narrative of me. It is a sore spot to me still. I don't understand all the details of what happened in my past. There's something greater going on here. But, I mean, here's where my mind is at. To me, I find it to be pretty absurd. But for those who tune in, you got a pretty decent feel on me. I'm not, I hope you realize, I'm not dangerous, that I am a man who believes in love. I believe in God. I call myself a godly man, meaning that that's my focus and care. When my son knew me, he didn't know me like that. It doesn't mean I was a horrible person. It doesn't mean that I caused any harms, but when I think about my old friends and the old life, the family that I had, it blows my mind, guys. I don't know what to do other than keep living, keep going. And that's what I think is the message. It makes sense to me. If I'm right, I know I'm right. I know I'm not wrong. We are the living truth of today. Every one of us is a reflection of the past, and we're here to interrupt the patterns of the past. We are the new and the novel that is sent here to the world to bring forth healing and justice. We're here to break the patterns, the generational patterns of poverty, of addiction, of abuse. We're here to break out of those small-minded paradigms that kept the world living trapped in this prison realm where you got to pay to live. I said it in the beginning, guys. If I can connect, if there's a part within you, whoever's listening today, now, or later, if there's a part within you that wants to confront oppression, that wants to stand up for others, connect that part of you with me and let me live that. Help me live that for you. Become a part of this adventure of life that we're living, because I'm all in. I'm all into ending wars, bringing reforms, and you know what? Living with joy.
Down
You
for
guys
that.
in? Yeah.
Yeah.
I stepped away from a minute and walked back in, and then kind of halfway through your pitch to merge with you.
That's what it is. See, you tune out at the most. It's interesting. There's a pattern to when you tune out. You tune
His
out.
soul just can't handle the merge, right? And his cosmic guidance system keeps him away from the idea of merging because it's too much for him. You know, at this time.
Absurd.
It's got to happen though. You know,
I know.
the merge is underway.
Yep.
It's not even appealing merging. What's the pattern that you see?
You tune out. You tune out at the times when you might change your mind and actually agree with me. Because if you agree with me, then you'd have to change your mind. And so it's easier for your mind to be protected if you just ignore me at those times.
Are you sure you're not just blaming my random ADHD moments for you not being able to convince me to merge?
You think there's random?
Well, I asked you what the pattern was, and the pattern is sort of a self-serving narrative, right?
It serves my purpose. Yes, that's the narrative I found, is the one that serves my purpose. And it explains.
I don't even know how I could argue against that now that you just carry that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I guess
what do you see him merging it with? When he says merging, what are you thinking he's talking about, Flo or Paul?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he's got a clear understanding of what he's talking about, but I think he's just generally looking for. He's just encouraging support generally.
Okay.
It may be more than that, but it seemed like it sounded to me like kind of a generic a call to action.
Thank you. And that's actually why I phrased it a little differently today, because I don't want it to be just generic. I actually want to plant the idea of thought that you can live through me. The part of you that wants to confront oppression, that wants to stand up for others, you can live through me by connecting yourself to me.
Called triangulation.
That might be it. There's a term for everything.
Yeah.
But the idea is, if more people, where I got to this idea, hoping to connect to others who see me as part of them, I haven't found, so far, I haven't explained the vision clear enough, I guess, for people to buy into the idea. But any successful corporation, any business, any agenda or movement, it requires the buy-in of others. They have to agree with the vision. Now, for the corporate world, they don't have to agree with the vision. They've just got to agree with the compensation, right? As long as people get paid, and they'll do what they're told. But that's not the path for me. The path I'm on is much like many of you. We're here alive at this time, but we're living a little bit different, right? Gabriel lives clear around the world. Paul, Powdered Dusty, me, we're living a little bit different than just the normal day-to-day jobs, right?
It's safe to say.
There's a reason. There's a reason for everything. And I don't believe there is a without purpose anymore. What I was pointing out to you was actually something I identified in myself. When I'd be reading something or listening to a video, I'd have to pay attention to myself, because otherwise my mind would wander. And then I'd go through the motions of listening. I'd go through the motions of reading, and I'm half a page down. I'm like, what the frick did I read? Or 10 minutes in, what was I listening to? So I'd have to go back. But then I started realizing that's how our spirit works. The insecure spirit will bring distraction into our mind, and then we won't do what we're supposed to do. I think this is how, like, the idea of the demons would work too. They don't have to have full possession over a person, but they've just got to have temporary control. And with the temporary control, you create a problem, sins happen, people get hurt. Well, then the individual has the option. Do they become honest? And do they repent? Do they admit what they've done? Or do they carry it?
Jack, I have a question about demons. Do you think that it's easier for a demon to possess somebody whose ego is intact or who has overcome their ego?
Oh, it can't touch someone who's... I'm speaking out of assumption here because I haven't had the direct interactions, but it makes sense to me that once we overcome the ego and the identity, then the spirit, then the external identity would have no power over us.
Wouldn't it have a vacant home?
It could. I mean, there is that. I've heard warnings of people, you shouldn't meditate, you're opening yourself up to these demonic energies, and you shouldn't astral travel because you'll connect to these other things. I don't know if that's true or not.
Maybe we should ask Snafu how he got his.
Are you saying that because like people say, excuse me, people say like your ego is your defense? It protects
so yeah, Jack and I have kind of opposing views on ego, right? I understand that too much of anything is bad, right? So too much ego certainly is the same. But I also recognize the utility of ego, and so I was just exploring the idea, I guess.
Yeah, the idea of ego is a sense of self-worth and self-importance. The issue with it is when it's out of line with what actually is or can be shown, right? That's where the arrogance and ignorance comes in, or lack of self-awareness.
Yeah. I don't even think the ego is really there, like, because in order to have an ego, you have to have a self, and I'm starting to see how the self is actually even an idea that you can't even really put your finger on. You can only point at. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not crazy in the sense that like it's real enough, but the ego is something that the so-called self uses as a point of consciousness of awareness, right? But and
right, everything in this physicality is essentially a tool. We're pure conscious and awareness using the human vessel. And in order to use the human vessel, you need a sense of lower individuated self to an extent. Now, where the revelation and the freeing comes in, or the saving and grace, is the revelation of precisely what you say, like in the Tao, that the journey to self is the revelation. There is no lower self, right? So that allows you to be freed up to use the lower self toward higher self, I guess, mapping, right? Or ends, if you want to put it that way. Higher purpose, higher goal. That's what I would contend is the superego. Right, where we align lower self with higher self, and we start to go on a journey of becoming in that thing's eyes, right, or in that idea's framing, and we leave behind all the lesser aspects of self that never got us anywhere, right, within ourself or in life, if that makes sense.
I think it does. Hey, DeFreak, thank you for the contribution. Let's not. I love the positive encouragement, but let's not presume or assume Gorilla and Dusty War is over because
what are you saying? Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
Are you saying let's not jinx it?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Let's not jinx it.
Again, this higher and lower self thing reveals the fact that, as cliche as it might sound, it's never been a dusty guerrilla war. It's a war from within. So if it's reconciled from within, it will be reconciled from without, or it will just be of no validity or importance.
This is the conclusion that I've come to, is that in the greater scope of things, our ego and our identity is of no importance. What is important is our being, because how we're being is going to choose what we do, and the world judges us by what we do. And
right.
But this idea, life really is. It is this completely different paradox than what the material world suggests. If you look at the mainstream and the celebrities and the Hollywood and the economics and all of this, that is not what life is about. What life is about is the individual discovery and realization of who we are. We are future memories. We're future imaginations who are here to remember, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like you're just going up Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? So if you're hungry, then life is all about that.
No.
Okay, you're dying or something. There's something wrong with your non-eating ass. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but
he's a breatharian. He's almost there.
Like I didn't see him eat a single thing.
Maybe, huh? You've heard of that before, right?
We went to IHOP across the street from the hotel, and I think I even offered to buy him food, and all he got was a cup of coffee. I'm sitting there like hammering down a big fat.
Well, maybe he just doesn't want to eat in front of you or other people. Like, because I remember this hearing about. And no offense when I say this, that like some gurus, they don't like to eat in front of their devotees and stuff because it shows that they're maybe, I don't know, this
shows they're human. Yeah,
exactly. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but he had no problem pooping with the door wide open to the bathroom, which was
dirty work.
No, it's not that, but truly that hierarchy of needs, the number one thing people need is inner peace. Because without that inner awareness and inner clarity, the food can be right next to them and they won't see it. The way to feed themselves can be right there and they won't see it. This is why I think, there's no separating it. The structure and the hierarchy of needs is real. We've got physical needs, emotional needs, intellectual, spiritual. But I am convinced that the real power, the real priority is not in the body. It's not in what we see. It's in the unseen, because in the unseen, that's where we find the potential. And that's who we really are, every one of us.
Yeah, I think these are one of the prerequisites to addiction, right? If you ever study addiction or been involved in it, hello, everyone here. If we went to a biography, right, you would see a bunch of people under a bridge saying, they can't find work or they didn't find work, so they went to the drug, and the drug made their inner space even more, displeasing or lacking in peace. So it becomes a vicious cycle, right? There is no peace inside, so one cannot actualize and realize and do better. And then they lean on the cope, right, or the addiction itself, and it just becomes a more and more vicious cycle, right? So once that addict is taken out of that environment and shown safety and peace and given direction and focus, he's now able.
And this is the thing too, the power of truth, the power of learning something new, especially when we're looking at growing ourselves and self-development. What I found is if I find an error in my practice, my behavior, my mindset, if I find a problem in one area of my life, it's repeated in other areas, right? My insecurity, it won't just affect me socially, it'll affect me professionally, and that affects me economically and physically. So all of these things go together. But the key is finding the awareness. Identifying what is it with me? What is my trigger? What is my strength? What is my weakness? Most of all, what is my purpose? Because our purpose, man, the reality is this idea of find your purpose, live your purpose, all of this. How do you know what your purpose is? You got to choose it for yourself. That's part of maturity, I think.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Hey, Jack, thanks for having me up. I gotta go to this aquathon. My son has a little race. It's a running and a swimming race.
How fun!
Yeah.
How old is he? He's like 8, 9, something
7.
like that. Oh,
He's 7.
Dude, have fun. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, whatever. If I went and joined that competition, I'd beat your son and every other kid there. Right? God,
you'd be like, Yeah, it'd be like what's
Taking
his
him off
name?
the track.
Was it Billy Madison in real life?
Yeah.
Right.
Billy Madison, yeah.
Gotta spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, by the way, let me make this. Can I make this a quick announcement? Like with the Real Poundverse Awards, NPC Awards. On Monday, we're gonna start with this streaming this poll for the streamer of the year, a viewer's choice. It starts on Monday, and it'll be like a weekly thing, and it'll be like there's 6 different sectors we came up with in our Poundverse, and each week will be a poll for who's your favorite in that sector, and then at the end there'll be like a final of the top 4 for streamer of the year on January 4th. So
And then that'll be on your post tab.
Yeah, community post. Thanks. Yes. So that'll be starting on Monday. Kind of like March Madness type stuff.
Just out of curiosity, you said who all is involved in the process?
NPC council.
NPC council.
Yeah.
So it's anonymous.
Just kind of like the Academy Awards, right? You don't know who's in that, right? Yeah. It's just to know it's not just me. Yeah. So that'll be on Monday. We're gonna roll that out. Should be fun. Keep an eye out.
Chat's saying we're glitching.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
We got the been fucking up lately.
Got the link dropped. As I understand, subscribe and watch for the posts. NPC the game. It's Panelverse Awards, and you get to be a part in helping the selection. I think that's awesome, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure all you guys will be active on the nominees, but we'll talk about it later. Yeah. Take care, guys. Thank you for the good time.
Much love.
All right, Gabe.
Peace.
Snafu's still clamoring for some life coaching in the back, and I'm eating again. Who could have seen that coming?
You feel like entertaining it?
Well, his demons need life coaching then. I mean, what the hell? We had some good energy. Break it up with the usual, right? We like to ping pong here.
Well, we've got another option in the back as well.
Is it Tommy?
No. It says
we have Ted Bundy from the.
We're gonna give him another
lockup. Jack's gonna life coach the Menendez brothers who ate their father.
You invited me up for life coaching, then you throw me in backstage just to get glazed. You're a terrible life coach.
All right, I'll accept that review. Thank you, Snafu. I do want to check in.
That was a quick session.
Well, that's the thing with Snafu. He wants to spend all our time together talking, and that's why he doesn't learn as much. But admittedly, there's another guest in the back. I'm such a sucker. I want to see what this is about. Jack Talcott is an actor. Dusty is a scammer.
Brown's boy is actually Melanie Cosmic Fox the Furby, the trans Furby. So,
is it really?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
I've actually started to like Brown's boy and his whole rapping routine. I warm up to these people. I don't know how the hell it happens.
It's truly fascinating. But Kay, you're on panel. Are you bringing something? What are you bringing?
I'm bringing like life listening skills and just like the best participation I'm capable of, and the greatness of some of you people around here.
And what is that accomplishing? What is that? What are we doing with this? I'm not following.
Did you come to me for life coaching, or I'm just chilling, bro?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining. It's good to have you here. Tell you what, we're going to entertain, try and understand. Snafu, can we have a different result this time? Is that possible?
I didn't see your certifications for being a life coach. I'm starting to not believe you do what you claim you are. The way you're treating clients or to be clients. I just get nothing. I'm victimized of your fucking sessions here and this whole thing.
Oh, well, here,
this is of your life coaching.
Maybe I can.
You're not
might
going to
have
be
to
No, the
forced
only
to
way you're gonna
stream.
help
You're
is
not going to be
if you
forced to
PayPal me.
stream like Landry, are you? Oh
Now,
no.
you're a
If you
therapeutic
PayPal
tool
me,
here.
Dusty, then you
You're
might be able
you're
to
a
talk.
therapeutic tool for Jack. See,
Do you
Jack,
want to PayPal me?
Jack, it's therapeutic
we're
for
talking
Jack to
about
be able
power
to yo-yo
couple-
you up and down like a piece of shit if he wants to.
If we're talking about power
That's true.
couples, Moose, Landry,
That's
and
true.
Flo are like a threesome that no one
That's
can
not a
fuck with,
couple.
right?
Moose, Landry, and Flo are a
Yeah,
threesome.
Three's Company too. Bunch of
I really
faggots.
just
with-
think that that's more reflective of your own inner fantasies than anything that you can find in reality.
Right?
Faggots. Fucking Safu, man. You gotta love the kid.
Like, when is the
Holy-
last time you saw the three of us on panel together? Even
Right. It's
Like a
last
week
night.
ago?
Like
Last
a week
night?
ago, and then last night. Didn't you notice? Even
did
Brown's
not
boy
see
was
that
calling
last
out your
night for sure.
3-year-old, 4-year-old footage because you're so obsessed and jealous of Paul and the community. And Ketchup is now Ketchup.
No, he's not jealous and envious and bitter about me. He's inspired by me. That's how I choose to see it.
yes.
Right?
Now,
There we go.
who are you inspired by?
Not you. And the life coach here is failing me.
No, what? But wait, Snafu. Very good. Serious
No,
question.
do you
Who are
understand you
you?
are a failure of a life coach and this impacts
Who
my life?
Who are you
Do you
inspired
care,
by?
life coach Talcott, that
I
your
do.
failures impact my life?
Yeah, I do
There's
care.
not much of it left though to impact.
With
But-
every statement comes another, like the word statement actually means state of mind. So when you make a statement, it reveals your state of mind. Are you willing to admit that your life is a failure if he's a life coach failure? Because
Right.
one would
Why do
follow
you
the
think
other.
I'm going to Jack Talcott for life coach lessons?
All right.
Of course my
Now
life
that
is a failure.
takes courage, right? He's admitting his life is a complete waste and failure, and he needs you or someone else to help him make sense of that and
I don't
reorient.
he claims the man is claiming he could fix me and my
Wait,
issues.
so
and my
you're willing
problems.
to settle for a failed life and a disaster
Right.
of a life? And you don't need it. You're just open to it because he says he can fulfill it. That's what you're saying?
This is it.
Kinda.
He's
All
such
right.
a-
Those
I
blue
respect
screen
that.
commercials. I got hooked like those blue screen commercials,
Hey,
Right.
seriously though, the path for you, the path for all of us, it's through the discomfort. It's through what you don't want. You've got to face your problems.
I'm very uncomfortable and victimized of your life
Absolutely.
coaching techniques.
Right. And stop
Right.
allowing yourself
So go find
to
a better life
feel-
coach is what you're saying?
to feel uncomfortable. Stop choosing to
You
be a
make me
victim.
uncomfortable. The guy wanted to
I
fix
don't
me is
make
fucking
you-
me.
Oh my God, I don't make you do anything. I'm
Yeah, you
offering
do.
you.
You
I'm
make me do a lot.
offering- No, see, now you're playing a victim.
No, my eyebrow caterpillars are bouncing. You just can't see it. I am a victim of your life coaching methods.
Then why are you here looking for more help?
They invited me here, unlike you clout chasing piece of shit.
That's
You're the
not
one who
entirely
interrupted my
true.
life coach.
Who
Because
invited
Jack-
you?
Yeah, he wasn't invited.
To be
But-
clear, I kind of did.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, fair
yeah,
enough.
I kind of did.
But then I got this one as well. Flow State said, "Come back."
Yeah, I asked Flow State if I should come back. He said, "Yeah, I should try."
Sure, why not? I mean, you're desperate for attention and some kind of interaction with certain people here, so why not try?
So
again?
is that what
Why
you
not?
think that this is,
Give me a
Paul?
Cash App, and I haven't got
Oh,
that
it's
Cash App
absolutely
yet.
what it is.
What was that, Dusty?
I think that you're afraid of me now, Paul. I think that you've gotten to that
There
point.
it is. That you just proved my point.
Every
Paul
time you
Enslaved
say
is
there it
afraid
is.
of Landry. Yes.
Every time
Right.
there, because
And if I
I
was
mean,
panel right now, I'd be running too as well,
all,
right?
all I
you're
have
such
to
an
do is stay
imposing
silent.
figure.
You'll do it to yourself, right?
Mhm.
I don't think you.
No, here's what I
Yeah.
want to know, though, right? I came in here great faith, good faith, and I believe that
When?
today
Just now?
I can come in good faith anytime.
Well, okay. Sorry to interrupt, but we'll swing back because I didn't see the good faith part.
You
So
didn't see
you
it earlier?
joined in good faith.
Why did you kick me before?
It sounds like he's in,
I
sounds
explained
like
it
he's in
to
the
you.
past a little bit to me.
Well,
Was it a power game?
He could get in the now a little bit more.
I think he wants to, but he's got this resistance within him. He doesn't want to be wrong. He wants others to be wrong. So I explained this to you earlier, Landry, and this has been a pattern with you. You ignore explanations and then you keep looping. So the reason you were put out earlier is my impression from you, your questions and the tone, you seem to have a chip. Seemed to be you wanted to engage and, you know, kind of duel with Paul. So I didn't want to entertain it here.
It also proves he's not very bright and doesn't learn his lesson, because he tried that with me the other night, and I finally woke up and gave him what he asked for, and he ran off the internet, made no money, got barely any views, cut his audience in more than half by just going over somewhere to talk. And pretty much the whole audience was clowning on him and telling him, you probably shouldn't pick fights with Big Daddy ever again, because it's not going to go in your favor. But he can't seem to get the point ever, right? Can't ever seem to learn from his mistakes.
We're not done yet. He may, and I think he will, because I think he.
Can we get a moderator here from Dusty?
What's that? Is there?
I just want to. I want to know exactly how to be more clear here, because I don't think that I came into this conversation talking about views and likes and power games, but
well, you can't.
I believe that is sort
of. You can't talk about that.
Presenting itself on the other side. So how do we be honest with ourselves?
Well, that's what you've got to learn. But
so far, I have to learn there.
Well, you're the one asking this question, are you?
Well,
not?
No, I didn't bring it up though.
You just okay. So the question you just asked was not brought up by you.
No, it was brought up by me because it was a response to what Paul said.
Okay, was anybody here just when we were for occupying the space wondering where is Landry? We need Landry, or was that a Landry thing?
What is that?
I don't hear anyone. It seems like we all have the same experience.
What do you mean?
There's four. Oh, there's nobody here. That's perfect. No, there's actually five of us.
This is the only way that you feel powerful, and that's okay.
I think
again, that's a projection. What's more likely? Somebody who's working with dozens of people at any one time, who's making changes with legislation, who's got 7 people now as of today who are going to throw in X amount each to create community, who are working towards shared goals.
Numbers keep changing.
I wanted to say,
yes, because people keep jumping on
board. Great.
Okay, all right, cool.
Everybody here is doing great.
I don't need your validation or approval at all.
Yes, you certainly do, and you need me to tell you that you're a pretty boy.
Were the 4 of us who were here wanting and needing Landry, or was that a Landry thing?
I think that Landry is just simply asking, can you please speak slower so he can understand the words?
That's an interesting interpretation. And I think there might be an underlying truth to that. But I don't know if speaking slower will help Landry. I speak pretty slow and he doesn't seem to listen. He's got this veil within himself. He's got these opinions and it's just the ego. He's playing his egoic games and he thinks he's going to outmaneuver and outsmart everybody, and it's just foolish. It's children.
Well, somebody gave him $50 the other day to cut his hair or make a Hitler mustache, so he's winning, right? Because he's the class clown. He thinks he's winning some way, somehow, right? He got $50 for the week to shave a Hitler mustache on his face and humiliate himself, right? Okay, great. You know, good stuff. Just keep doing that. I don't understand. Why don't you just sit on your channel, paint your face, cut your hair in goofy ways, you know, act like the dancing monkey and hope that they give you some shekels so you can continue to generate some kind of value on here instead of going back to work?
Well, I think the best step for him and everybody is to do what you say you're going to do. I mean, Landry claimed he wanted to accomplish something, claimed he wanted to break away from the panelverse and the foolishness, but he's become the friggin' circus clown. You know, tune in, come and see me, tune in, I'm the monkey for you, I'm the clown. And I'm like,
he joined the circus to free the crowd and wound up becoming head clown. Isn't that a story that a lot of folks here know too well? I might be one of them, you know. Hello,
Paul, that describes it. That's what I did. I came in, thought I'm going to clean things up, and I become the main fucking entertainment, the clown. But I tried to help him. I tried to caution him. Guys, this is the way the world is. The world will give us signs. People will give us warnings and cautions. And if we don't listen, if we don't listen and if we don't stop to think, we will do things that we regret. I've mentioned that video series earlier today from Andy Stanley. Oh, crap. Now I forgot why I brought this up again. It was something he was saying. Oh, that part 2, Too Good to Miss, Jesus. You don't want to miss out on Jesus in your life. The true messages, the true teachings. You don't want to miss out on that. Because as he points out, for most people, if you're honest, you look back at the times of regret. For myself, my decade of heavy drinking, when my priority was truly to be a father, I was trapped in my mind, my emotions, my addiction. But had I had Jesus, had I been following Jesus during that time, even trying to? Well, I did try. But had I been committed to following Jesus, I would not have lived with the regret and the shame that I did. And that's really what the message of religion is for. It's to give people a way and a willingness to be greater than we used to be.
You think? you know the root word that religion is derived from, right? Really? Shit. I'm rolling up memory. To bind back or restrict.
It's religare, and there's a dual definition like most words, and it depends on the perspective of the user, right? It could be to reunite back with, or it could be to bind one's beingness, right? And that's precisely what religion or spiritual practice does. It either makes a slave out of you or it frees you, and it's largely due to the perspective of the experiencer.
Yeah, and I was speaking on religion specifically, not spiritual practice. I think that lumping those two in the same category is a mistake.
No, I agree with you. One is a sort of communal experience, as within, so without. The other one is more of a cultural experience, root word being cult.
Yes. And they are to, I don't know, there's good and bad in everything. And the religion, yes, I could even see the logical formation of a religion, especially by this tribe of people who are wandering in the desert. They've left their slave land and they're out there in the desert for 40 years. I could see the benefit of having a common religion, a common tradition. It binds people together. In many ways, though, the religions have been working with the states and the rulers as a coping mechanism for the purposes of regulating people in their behavior and their choices. But to me, the bigger picture, it all makes sense. It makes sense that we have to find the balance between following the order, following the tradition, obedience to rules, and creating our own way, living freely, consciously, willing to step out. Someone made a comment earlier about Jack's got 8 years of, how can Jack help Landry? Jack has 8 years of failing on record. Dude, this is what's crazy about me. I understand my record. My failures created my faith. It blew my mind how many ways I could fail, but I've been finding lots and lots of ways not to succeed. So what makes you think I haven't learned some lessons?
You're saying you could coach him on how to at least fail better, potentially more gracefully, and, and keep some dignity intact, right?
Dude,
I could see that.
I could coach people to succeed in their failures more than what they might achieve with some wins.
Again, one must learn how to lose before one learns how to win, Mr. Talcott.
I have. This is what I mean, Paul. You take all these gems of wisdom and you put them into application. My life shows a lot of those things. I have learned how to lose. And in doing so, I truly do feel like a winner. I've been learning how to tame my inner bitch. You guys, specifically you guys on the panel, you've helped me. You've helped me uncover and dig out my inner bitch because it kept showing up on me.
We're brat tamers.
Yes, brat tamers. Or, well, I don't know if you tame it, but you sure draw it out. And I'm sure it's not me. It's not me either. You guys, I think that's our role. Our role here in the public persona is we trigger people, we confuse people, we get their attention, and then the feelings start coming out. And they want to blame us for the feelings. I've wanted to blame Paul. I've wanted to blame Dusty for how I felt. But it's all me. Just like it's all them, the people who get triggered by us. Eventually, I think we all come to this point where we surrender our ego, right? The victim and the one that hurts. When we surrender that, we can truly be thankful for those who challenged us, for those who helped us find out how tough we are, how strong we are. We don't learn how strong we are without some failure. And it's in the failure that we learn our resilience. And I think, given who we've got here, we are examples of some pretty resilient characters. I don't know Brown's boy's story near as much, but
He's
sure
a trans Canadian Furby.
That explains.
If you can get it, I applied for that. They weren't hiring.
You really only need one of them, and that's too much, really.
He fills that niche for us. I don't know. What are you guys feeling? We're a couple hours in.
I got another 30 minutes of life coaching in me at least, but you're the captain of this ship.
I'm feeling good. Dusty, what are you feeling?
Good.
What do you got going on? You got other stuff today?
Man, I don't know. It's morning for me here. I just sort of woke up and I was listening while I ate breakfast, and then I came in here.
Hey, glad you did.
But no, I'll probably continue to shit on Andrew Wilson and Rob North for a while. But I haven't figured out exactly how that's going to take form yet.
I've noticed you've been pretty persistent and creative. You're doing good with that. Some good stuff comes through.
I've resisted the urge for a minute, for obviously political reasons, and also I like having access to the Discord group because I could drop my link for 18,000, I don't know, bots or whatever.
Yeah.
But now both of those restrictions have been removed, so let's go.
Oh, did you get taken out of there?
Yes. Yeah, I got kicked out the same during the whole tomato meltdown.
Oh, how funny. So the bridges are being burned. The gauntlet is
and
thrown
they're lighting
down.
my way. They're lighting my way.
Absolutely. I think it's interesting, and yeah, it's not my battle.
Well, it's not lots of people's battles, but it doesn't stop people. And I can't even talk shit about it, right? I'm opportunistic as well. Ask Paul.
Yep, you are. But that's what makes it ideal that it happened. And it happened with you because you're opportunistic, because you put yourself out there trying to make the connections, trying to create the opportunities. I think you're doing good, man. And what Mr. Wilson chose to do was very interesting.
It's
another
not well planned at all, I don't think, because like the analogy I keep using is it's like pissing off a homeless camp right beside your nice house.
To some degree, yes. Except the homeless camp could cause quite a bit of problems.
It could be an issue, yeah.
It could
If a
be
bunch of people
problem.
with nothing to lose are now aimed at you.
That's true.
They're
But
at
I
least going to shit and piss on your lawn. I mean,
Yep.
that's a guarantee.
Yep.
You know, you guys know something I realized about the internet recently is that if you're like a felon, if you're like on some sort of a list, if you're, you know, like those types of people, YouTube is actually a very useful and easy way for them to make money. And apparently a lot of them will sell out like very quickly for like, you know, $2 to $2,500 a month. You know, like some of the
I want to be
people around
clear.
here.
That's not true. Taylor actually runs $1 membership, so you'll
Not
double
anymore.
the
Not
price on him
anymore.
there. That's not genuine of
The
you.
price has gone up on the lowest tier.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
has
See, I
it?
wasn't aware of that. I haven't been
Actually,
over there in a
so
while.
Flow State got remonetized, and there is still a legacy $1 membership over there, but I'm not really doing anything new with that channel. So,
Does everyone
I
get
was
their
speaking
dollar
of-
back over there? How does that work?
If for some reason somebody wants to throw $1 a month, I'll accept it. Is basically what I'm saying. But
Sure.
Yeah, I was speaking in general though.
That's how
So
you got
like,
the new name Flowstein. I like that one. That's a good one.
I'm okay with it too. I prefer Taylor Grift, but
Taylor Grift.
mhm.
Yeah. No, what Brown's boy's saying, it does happen. People sell out, but how much of it is actual true devious intent from the corporations and government, and how much of it is just ignorance and selfishness?
I wouldn't say that many people on here are involved with people from the CIA. I wouldn't say that. You know, it's probably just a bunch of like handicapped people that have hard time getting jobs in real life, and that's where we're at. You know, people willing to take deals, maybe.
Do you have a job in real life?
Yes.
Hmm.
I have a few jobs, but I run a company, and but my favorite thing I ever did was learn how to make anything out of metal.
What do you mean? Like metalsmith?
It's called metal fabrication. Yeah, it's called well, no, it's called metal fabrication, and then you can learn to 3D model, prototype. You know, it's pretty much, you know, weld, whatever you got to do.
So
Those are good
you
skills.
make things and sell them.
Yeah, there's an art
Where
component
can
to
I
it as
buy a
well.
metal thing from you?
You want my address or something, man?
No, I just wanted
Just
to. I mean,
ask,
this
man.
is
If you want
I
to
just
go
want
out
to
on a
support.
date or something.
I just want to support the YouTube loser community, and so I want to buy one of your metal things for sale.
Well,
Or
it
maybe
sounds
get a
like you are
custom
more
one
desperate for it than I am.
All right. Well, I guess since
People
I don't
buy
think
the
that
most
I don't think
random
that that's
things.
Well,
Listen, if you're in the market for helping
If,
the loser community and you're willing to buy metal, Snafu needs a fucking clutch or whatever it is. So let's stay focused here.
I already bought Snafu breakfast for even having the balls to ask me for money while he's talking shit on me, and that's as much as he's getting.
That's pretty good. But yeah,
Yeah, but
people will
I come in
buy
peace, you
the
know.
You know what, Brown's boy? Today has been a change. I appreciate it. Thank you. You did join in peace today, I feel.
Yes.
It's actually
Passive
very
aggressive
easy.
peace.
It's actually very easy, and I think I might teach a lot of people how to do it.
What, be passive aggressive?
I mean,
To
if that's what
join-
you call it.
Well,
What do
To
you
be
call it?
I call it confusion on your end, as per usual.
Your name and your title aren't passive aggressive?
No, I think they're just the title, man. Like, I don't know. Do you feel aggressed upon?
huh.
You're not talking about me in your title?
Right. Dusty is a scammer.
It's actually
I mean,
aggression.
I'm not-
Aggression. It's not passive, just to be clear.
Well, it's kind of passive because he's not standing in it when asked about it.
There you go.
He's
Well,
throwing
it's
a rock
true.
and hiding his hand.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you for highlighting
Taylor,
that.
Taylor, not all of us are here for you.
You are though, and Jack apparently.
Yeah.
That's your assumption. That's your assumption. That's fine.
Well, it's the last two things you were thinking about before you joined up here. Actually, it is
I
the
mean,
last thing
listen,
because you
you're
already had
getting a
the
little.
Jack
Hold on,
name,
hold on. You're
and you
getting a
added on.
little rambunctious. You're getting a little rambunctious. It's going to be okay. Okay?
I'm a rambunctious guy.
Well,
I know.
I'm very curious because I admit sometimes I overlook things and I'm naive as much as I try to be aware. You claimed that you arrived in peace, and yet you clearly are identified as Jack Talcott is an actor, Dusty is a scammer. That doesn't contradict the claim of joining in peace?
That's his confusion he's in.
No, sir, it does not.
Help me understand how it does not contradict peace with the claim of one being an actor and another being a scammer.
I would say these things that I do are done in love.
How would that be known?
I would say through extended practice.
I can kind of feel it, Jack. You know, I don't want to be at odds here, but I can kind of feel the love in a weird way. It's very panel verse lovey.
There's something. Jack is Brown's boy's daddy. He's always talking about Jack on other chats. Maybe there is some love there that I didn't see.
He's angry because you weren't there for him.
Oh, that's what it is. People
But it's
love
his
Guys,
fault.
I'm not,
It's
guys, I'm
always
not,
the
guys,
child's
before
fault
you,
when the parents aren't there.
guys, I'm serious. Like in all love and honesty, I'm not here for Dusty's projection, but it is interesting.
Okay, what are you here for?
I was here before you. What are you here for?
I'm not talking about what I'm here for. You're the one who brought up what you're here for. So if we're mistaken, then what is it?
Yeah.
It's the I mean, I'm not here for your rambunctiousness, but as I stated earlier,
I think that you were here for it, but now you don't want it.
well,
You got
I think
buyer's
that
remorse.
I
You
think
come
that
up with
you've
that name,
taken
then you
some
got
sort of.
buyer's remorse. So what
I
did you
think
come
you
up here
found some
for?
sort of. I think you found some sort of disagreement with me being here, and I think that we can get
Thank
over
you for
this
being
together.
a chew toy.
We can. We can. Hey, Lawrence, thank you as well for the contributions. Blessings to you. Flo, do you think he knows about biochemistry?
I bet he knows a little bit more than Lindsay does, but I bet he looks worse in a bikini.
Okay, I didn't know what the biochemistry was in reference.
There's a reference.
I got you. I got you. There's always more to it. Yeah. Hey, you see it too, Artful. First it was actors, then covert contracts, and now it's human nature. The goalpost keeps moving.
Right, but isn't that the role of a good life coach? Like the Tao speaks of, that good leadership is almost little to no injection or interference, and by the end, something is completed, and they say we've done it ourselves. So, is it possible that Brown's boy is reluctantly or indirectly getting life coached, and that's why the goalpost is moving? He's just the last to know.
Golly, geez, what a beautiful perspective. That is true.
But it's not moving.
I'm trying to, Jack, to give me an extra $500 down at the firm to really play up the acting today.
I would tell you
Help him where I
that
can.
he was determining where his own goalpost got moved to, but he's not. He's just kind of retreating with them.
Mm-hmm. It's part of the dance. Part of the dance of the shadow. The shadow will be bold and brave until it starts getting a little light, a little attention focused on it. And then once the attention goes on, the light of awareness is on the shadow. I tell you what.
The roaches scatter.
They do. And most of us, we have this, back to the topic, we have this inner bitch within us. And the inner bitch will come up with all these excuses that'll sound great. They'll sound great inside the brain, but once you actually speak out your excuses, explain what you're actually doing, it's like, oh my God.
Is this true in the chat, Browns boy, that you will never criticize Snafu?
No, that's not true. I've criticized him. You can ask him. He ignores me. That's why I stopped doing it.
Give us a criticism, a good solid criticism right now, just so that we can put it to rest.
I'll be right back. Please do.
Well, before you, yeah, I mean, I just want to say, I feel good in the now. I don't know. How do you guys feel?
I'm feeling
curious.
That. Oh man, you furious or curious?
Curious.
It feels good to be. It feels really good to be here, and I don't know all the associations everybody else has, so I don't really want to step on anybody's toes at this particular moment. But I appreciate the offer.
Our poll confirmed correct.
I don't think anybody caught that Brown's Boy just revealed one of his tricks in a way that, or the undoing of his tricks. He exclaimed that he's not responding to Snafu anymore because he just ignores him. So I think he gave away the answer to everyone's problems. If they have an issue with Brown's Boy and they don't like what he's saying, just ignore him. He'll stop.
I don't understand what the issue is. Can you guys describe what the problem is that you guys are seeing?
I don't have a problem, to be clear. I actually enjoy you and your whole bit or act or LARP or whatever it is, and how it's seemingly a reflection of others at times, or not. I mean, it doesn't have to be, right?
I'm here trying my best, honestly, and learning. And if you guys, don't see that, that's okay. I can respect your confusion.
Well, thank you.
Confused like TML when he's frustrated but has to think.
Confused like maybe like being involved with scams on the internet and stuff like that.
So that title was passive aggressive. Like my avatar is. Do you consider yourself a zebra?
I'm sorry. Were we doing something in the moment? I was, not really I'm not really feeling responding to petty confusion.
All right, well then where do you want to take the conversation?
It's not my show. I'm here for.
Well, Jack stepped away for a second. You didn't like where I was taking it, so you.
No, it's okay. You can take anything any way that you want. I believe that you are right. Breathe, brothers and sisters. It's going to be okay. This is only step 1. Just wait for step 2 and step 3. You're not there yet, but you will be. And when you are, you'll be here, which is now.
Jack, you better get back. Great, you're back here, because this guy was just about to hone in on your whole fucking life coaching bit, and he was doing a pretty damn good job. I started to feel something there, and I don't want anyone taking your number 1 life coach spot, all right? So get on the up and up here.
His bullshit was flowing. It was resonating.
It was some fairly good bullshit, man. Almost as good as yours, I gotta say.
I know.
I prefer yours better, though, right? Like, there's nobody who bullshits like you. I gotta say it. So it keeps me coming back for more, and it kind of puts me at rest.
Than I expected. He moved into Talcott's lane. He just merged right in.
I was impressed.
I mean,
you know what?
Well,
a few things were revealed here. Paul, thank you. Brown's Boy, thank you. The idea of ignoring, no, that does not work with Brown's Boy. I've tried ignoring him. He will not go away. But I had a question came up, Brown's Boy. Challenge for you. I don't want you to leave this experience with the belief that you shared time with people who were confused. I know it sounds illogical, but I want you to just plant the seed of idea that you shared time with some very insightful people. And that way you're going to be amazed and impressed by what you're going to walk away from.
Jack, I learned so much. Like, you don't even, it would be hard for me to describe the pleasure of what I've learned here today.
You should try anyways.
Yeah. That could be a good experiment.
I mean,
Side note, does anybody ever picture when Jack Talcott's eating that he just got back from like eating the mailman or something? I'm eating the mailman to get back at the post office because they
we know
me.
that he doesn't eat, so something's going on there.
Yeah. All right, Paul. Like one thing I've learned is Paul is funny, but the other thing I learned is, that could have a potential drawback because it could like normalize things, or like I don't know. It's just we're just here together, and I really enjoy what I've been learning.
No, I get what you're saying. If I keep joking like that, somebody might actually eat the mailman and then say Paul and Slave told me to do it, and then I'll have a next viral video. They'll be talking about me.
I've seen people blame Paul and Slave for things before while they're getting arrested.
Right. And then others will show up and say, why is that guy free? He just encouraged him to eat the mailman. What the hell is that?
Hey,
I think I know. What can I say real quick? What Jack was saying about, don't leave this space thinking that you were like on some sort of a victim attack. No, I don't feel that at all. I think he's right. I think, I think he's right. Jack's right. I don't think Dusty's wrong. I don't think Paul's wrong. I don't think Jack's wrong. I actually believe truly that they are correct and they are right. Well, they're right. I won't go as far as correct, but they are right. If you get my drift. So I don't have anything against them, and that's something that I'm learning. It's a beautiful process, all in all.
If these words are the way I'm understanding them, thank you. I'm glad you joined today. And hopefully today is like a change. We're all learning and changing and growing together. We really are.
There is a little bit of consistency and change, though. I don't think we can all deny that. We have a yearly cycle, so there's things like that where the more things, I've heard Paul say this, where the more things change, the more they stay the same. So we'll see where it goes. We're on this journey together, guys.
We are. But I truly do. I feel in my heart.
I feel like it's just starting. That's how if you think right now, it's just starting. The importance of that and the gift that brings us, with the faith that it allows us. Wow, I'm starting to think of levels past this now that are making me happy.
I've been begging for land lately and grifting, as some have said, and it's getting pretty good. It's getting pretty up there, So we're looking for a metal fabricator. We got a surveyor, we got a salesperson, a marketer. We have a digital currency person who also does other things on the side, which I don't quite know because he's explained it to me and I can never keep it in mind. But we got a pilot. We have a guy who lives in a trailer. Really obnoxious guy. He's funny though, has his drawbacks. But yeah, metal fabricator, man. You never know. Might be part of Unslavey at some point.
I think I just realized something about modern men. This is going to come out of left field, but he wanted to document that place, the lawlessness place. I forget what it's called, because he was trying to compare. Because he was trying to compare to what you're trying to do. Because he's playing dumb, and he's really here to fuck everyone's shit up. I'm serious.
Well, no, I know that. And if you think I didn't catch on to that when he messaged me privately and went to saying how he was setting Jack up to do a hit piece on him while costing him money and assuring him that he was going to benefit him, I started to think, is this somebody that I would want up under me and around me? And you know what, quite frankly, I even decided that it would be okay because I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and I embrace the lolcow and the dysfunction. Because I know I'm on a long game journey here, right? And nobody's perfect. So as long as I have aspects to me in my life that are redeemable, I can accept the rest.
Yes. What was that, Browns boy?
I mean, I forget, but I saw correlations and comparisons to other good things I've seen and heard and experienced in my own life to what Paul was saying. And, so I think it's interesting. But I think that, modern man who's apparently powdered Dusty's sort of kind of friend kind of guy. Like, I think we have something here going on past what's actually being expressed on the screen currently and in the past because of how these panels are ran every single day. And it's easy to like cover information up and make up lies and not have to answer for it later. So like when you have that dynamic in play, I think we have to watch people, and listen, just listen, with your heart in the moment, but also remember the moments. You have to remember them too. How important is remembrance? It's maybe of utmost importance. Maybe remembrance can shift your vision.
That's the point.
Just saying.
Well, if you consider the abstract, but it's not an abstract, it's a reality that who we are in this present instant is nothing more than a perspective. We have a perspective of who we are and what we've learned and what the world is. But that perspective isn't controlling except within us. Here, we've got another guest here. Someone who I'm going to think it's all right. Sean, welcome. Oh, that's Sean. Be here now, Sean of Source. Welcome to you, my friend.
Welcome, brothers and sisters.
Greetings, brother. Welcome home.
Been a while.
with the audio is always an issue. It cracks me up. We were talking about other stuff though. Sean, were you joining with anything? It's good to see you, young man. Good to see you.
You as well, sir. And sirs. Brown's boy. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, something Brown's boy was saying, I don't remember exactly, but there's an energy and a quality to all of us. And what is happening here in this digital realm, what I see that who I am and who each of us are, we are far more than just these little graphics on the screen, right? There's human beings and there's lives and there's families and there's histories and there are potentials. None of us knows what the destiny is going to be. None of us knows what the future is going to show. But what we can do is tune in to the here and now, and kind of what Brown's boy was saying, live from now, in line with the thumbnail. Wherever you are, you can always choose better. And to me, the best example, the one I choose, is the one of Jesus. Avoid regrets and start following that way today. If the world did this, Donald Trump would not be the commander-in-chief today.
If the world did this,
power.
there wouldn't be some corporate guy LARPing as commander-in-chief for anyone, because we would all be that for ourselves and work with each other.
Correct. Absolutely. And this was part of what I saw for myself a long time ago, not to blame anyone, but the religions failed. I mean, if there was true followers of Jesus, we would not have the trillions of dollars of debt. We would not have the war machine. And we sure wouldn't have all the toxins and poisons in our food, in our air, in our homes. So we don't want to blame, though. Blame accomplishes nothing. I did that.
Yeah, we wouldn't have those problems that we're bringing up constantly.
Right. And so, what do we do?
Because they're so prevalent.
They are. And this is the thing, though. If we accept the way that things are and just say, all right, this is what we've got. Once we accept the shadow, once we accept the problem, once we see the excuses are illogical, the only choice is to change. So I actually think that's what's going to happen in the fulfillment of prophecy, right? The day of our Lord. What's going to happen is there will be no more secrets or lies. That which has been hidden will be revealed. And I think it's happening. It is happening in the world already. All the information about the secret societies, about the corruption, about these elite plans and the social credit scores and all of this stuff, it's not hidden anymore. And that's why I think we are here to shine the light into the darkness. There's a lot of people who've looked into the real darkness, into the abyss of this world, and they've come out pretty dark and pretty bitter. I've been saved from that. I learned of the abyss. I learned of the darkness. Oh, actually, this reminds me. Some of the conversations we had recently about politics. The study of human behavior it's resulted in phenomenal propaganda, mind control, all of this stuff. It follows a perfect order. Shit, where was I going? The government, it uses our natural trust. People, for there to be a government and the structure and order of society, people have to trust in that. And so people have been trusting. They've trusted the corporate leaders, the government leaders to run the ship in the right directions. But while the good intentioned, hardworking men and women have just focused on their own survival, well, the people steering the ship, they've been going the wrong directions. So it's time for us to unite, to take a better direction. Another part of why there's such evil in this world is because most people won't let their conscience go to the depths of evil that's there. They don't even want to imagine the thoughts of what is happening. Some of the child abductions, some of the real life situations in the war zones. People don't want to spend time in there because it damages the psyche just even thinking about that darkness. But the reality is, while we're living this life as we are, doing our time online and such, there's real life men and women risking their lives, putting themselves in danger, spending time away from their own families, their own dreams, and they're trying to save the lives of others. What's happening in the world today? I don't know what is or is not possible for the future, but my mind has been blown. Okay? I don't believe in impossible anymore. I only believe in what is practical, what is and what can be achieved. I know that the power of truth allowed me to change my life, to change my ways, to learn different things, to break out of my own hell, my own addiction. And I know I'm not alone. I learned that from a lot of others. So if we today can be that generation, at some point, the society is going to crumble. I'd rather be with others who have a good mind and a focus for a positive future rather than trying to figure it out on my own. What are you guys thinking, feeling?
What do you think about the No Kings, the whole No Kings thing, and how kind of massive, really, all the protests were? I mean, arguably, possibly, I haven't looked at the statistics or analytics, whatever, but it seems like it might have been the most coordinated, organized mass protest event ever on record in history.
Could be.
Yeah, and just the thought that feeding into that, going to these events, is essentially validating the fact that everyone does have a king, right?
How?
A worldly king, King Charles, King Trump, et cetera, et cetera.
I think the intent of people, many of the people going out there, is they don't want to be ruled by the idea of a king. So are they rebelling against their own choices, or against their imagined beliefs, or against what's really happening? Maybe it's a little of all three. Because our choices lead us to where we are, and it's the collective choices that have created this society where we got people thinking they're kings. Donald Trump is, man, like, it's time for us to gather. The emperor has no clothes, right? Why are we still pretending that we can't do anything to prevent what's going on? And it is interesting, the connections between the government, the secret societies, the wealth and the ruling families of Europe. Paul was just talking, I think, Paul, you just talked about that last night on your stream, didn't you? About the connection between the presidents and the royalty?
Yeah, I also left it open to the fact that we all might be related back to one centric point. Although I somehow doubt it. I somehow doubt that I'm going to be related to that one king of England, but you never know. Yeah, it seems government's a family affair, right? Family business.
Well, it's the tribal mentality. It really is. Life is about connections. It's who you know. It's who you know, which is far more than what you do. And actually, Dusty was just talking about that too. The idea of nepotism that what's his name brought out. It's the same thing. There's value in it. There's value in having this small circle inner loyalty, but it's real quick that those little circles of inner loyalty turn into cults. And they turn into this tribalism.
And if you're trying to build a tribe, why would you ever send the message to the tribe that you're building that they should build their own tribe? It's, again, like he just made an astronomical amount of blunders that day.
It was fascinating. I still hope to talk to him, and I don't want to debate him, but I do want to have a conversation with Andrew Wilson about politics, economics, and religion.
Well, he's not interested in conversations. He's interested in fixed debates where he can look like he scored.
I know.
But another thing he did though during that day is he said that he would come on my channel and debate. So I'm probably going to call him up on that soon.
I hope you do.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you do. Hey, yes. Well, someone pointed it out. These people are peers. They're not like, there's no superiority in his game to what you can do, I can do. He is skilled at his ability to communicate and argue. He's very good at that.
I mean, I'm not delusional enough to think that he's a peer in the content creator sense at all. I do think that Rob Knorr is definitely a peer, but
yes.
But I mean, I prefer to punch up than down, honestly. So,
absolutely, no, respect, and certainly he's certainly achieved quite a bit more than what we've done ourselves so far. But I see these other people of success. Someone asked Snafu that question earlier. Who do you admire? Because I'm convinced that's who we become. We become like those we admire and those we hate. Because those we hate will want to rebel against and want to be different. But those who we admire, we can become like. And I found a lot of male and female role models who I respect and appreciate, and I do try to carry some of their qualities and attributes. Some of the successful people on YouTube, I pay attention. I try to see what I can use that they do, what they do might be helpful. There's a lot of good examples.
But you could have a conversation with Rob. He hosts open call-ins. You could encourage him to engage with me, an Orthodox guy, on a fair debate instead of because right now he's insisting he'll only accept debates if his head mod can moderate the debate.
His head mod can moderate the debate.
Yeah, his head wrench, the main guy in charge of the mods on his channel. He wants that guy to be debate moderator, which is fucking crazy.
Is that a handicap for someone else? Because I mean, whatever. Pick the rules.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have somebody who's being paid by one debater being referee, there's a conflict of interest there for sure. Even if let's pretend that I thought that EOD, who's the guy's name, was an unbiased, fair person, which I don't. The conflict of interest exists regardless.
All right. Now, hold on. Devil's advocate. There's a difference between conflict of interest and appearance of conflict of interest.
The appearance, no, there's not. The appearance counts, right? You don't have to actually engage in wrong behavior to have the conflict existing.
Okay, but you can still move forward despite the disadvantage that there's the potential for that. I would
sure. I mean, I could accept the rigging of it. I could accept a fixed game, but right. Or you could go talk to him, encourage him to move out of his little shelter.
He'd be a tough one for me to reach because we disagree on so many things. It seems I went and visited him. I saw the call in a while ago and I visited him a while back. I didn't know who he was or what he was doing, but I quickly saw his
well, I disagree with much of his takes too, and specifically like the way that he approaches it. I suppose more than I'm not a lefty, but I do think that he's just a fucking snowflake and an alarmist, right? Like something happens to Charlie Kirk, and he thinks that the whole right is under attack.
I see much of the political divide. Both sides are like that. They're fear mongers. They're so quick to call out victim and start naming criminals or perpetrators. That's actually one of the things I'd like to discuss, even with what's his name, Andrew Wilson, and he's just one of many. He's not the only one in my mind, but a lot of people today, it's actually kind of what Brown's boy mentioned earlier too. A lot of people today have been, maybe they start out with a hunger and a thirst. They've got an idea of what they're doing, but then they reach a level of success. And, the success is fun. It's entertaining. You get, you're popular. You got access to resources. You got all these good things going. And then maybe you don't want to continue because this is working. I think that, well, frankly, I think the abilities of Andrew Wilson and others, their ability to communicate and the success they've achieved through what they're doing. If they looked future minded, they've got a great starting point and they could do so much more. The world is crying out for people to do more. And what I would love to frankly see, I mean, this is where another divide is at. Paul and I align more on the rules and regulation, I think, than you might. And definitely, Paul and I align more on the qualities of government far closer than Rob or Andrew Wilson and those others do.
Again, all these people are missing the mark. The word is conservatism. We're supposed to be conserving American values, which are God-given rights and freedoms. The other word is liberal, And in the word liberal is liber, which is the precipice, the precondition for liberty, right? So both conservatives, Republicans, and liberals are both clamoring for the same statism and fascism, just a different side of it to run them. So they're both missing the point, they're missing the mark, and they're not living up to traditional American values on either side. And that means the devil is right where it wants everybody. Literally has people with liberty in their name and Republican in their name doing demo crazy, right? And giving their will and power and resources over to the state to be regulated with statute, policy, and code. So that is the big issue we face of our time. That's the big issue we face of every time. That's the big issue that Christ did being in Scripture was trying to reveal and resolve, and he got caught up in revolution, okay? And they taught him a fucking lesson about what happens when you put hands on these people instead of civilly disobeying in good faith and retaining your honor.
For me, it was the long game. That choice and the tactics of Jesus. He was a radical. He was standing against everything that was controlling people without explicitly saying the words. He was standing against the state, the religion, and the economics all in the same time. I tell you what, that's exactly the path I'm on too. Except I'm not so much against, I try not to be against as many things. I try to be for, as he was, as Jesus was for. He was for the freedom of people. He was for people being celebrated in the eyes of God, in the arms of God, with God. I spent so much of my life not believing in God, but where I'm at now, there's not a doubt in my mind. There's not a doubt in my beingness that God's love is real. And that's what we're here to know. We're here to move with love.
Yeah, if done correctly, like the Tao kind of elucidates, the left and right wing are there to complement each other, much like the masculine and feminine are. But much like the left wing and right wing, the masculine and feminine are now at war because they become toxic, losing sight of their goals, what they're formed to be, what their purpose is, and where they derive meaning, and where they are a blending or a complementary aspect of self. So as within, so without, as above, so below. We see the holographic, reflective delusion within an illusion, right? So, yeah, again, conserving American values is great. God-given rights and freedoms. A liberal is great because they're going to push the boundaries on where our freedom lies and where it doesn't. They're going to try to get us away from tradition. With those two opposames, we come to a complementary middle ground, which would be known as the middle way, the Tao Te Ching, right? That's what the Tao means.
This is what we've got. The division has created this out of balance where the two extremes are fighting for control over the middle, over the populace. And I'm convinced we are the ones, we are the people. We have the opportunity to change things, at least while we're here. Once we're gone, the world is out of our influence. But I'm convinced if we can find a way, using the technology, using the connections, and we have the connections through the media, the social media, and then from there, the greater media, we can create the call and the movement. If people are willing, I think it's time. And the idea is, the call and the movement is, it's time to overcome the divide. It's time to stop the fighting. This is what I want to talk with Donald Trump and the men and women of Congress about. If they put aside the Republican and the Democrat nonsense, then they can work together on solving the problems that are affecting all of us. And we're witnessing the greatest transfer of wealth ever recorded in our history. And I don't like the direction that things are going in. So I do feel like, brothers and sisters, I do feel like God is with us, all of us. And if God is with us, if we can remember that God is with us, especially when we face the challenges and the temptations, if we remember God is with us, then we can follow the way of Jesus. And you follow the way of Jesus, you tame the inner bitch. Once you tame the inner bitch, you're filled with love and joy and freedom. And then the two-party system doesn't matter. They can go dance on their own circus. That's what I'm thinking. I'm feeling complete. Can we start? How about we start wrapping up? Any final words, final thoughts?
Thanks for having me up. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat.
Much love to you, Powder Dusty. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Sean?
I'm going to go ahead and call it either another successful life coaching venture or another successful LARP. You decide. More at 6.
More at 6. Much love, Paulie Glover. Appreciate you joining sincerely. Always a pleasure. And Sean, you're the last one standing again.
Good to see you again, Jack. It's been a while. Good to be back, kind of, getting back into the mix, into the fold, and dipping my toes in, you know what I mean, so to speak. Arpol, I'll pray for you. I love you, sir. And much love. Peace, prosperity, pineal power. I'll see you again, sir. I love you, man.
Hey, much love to you as well. Thank you for joining. All who joined the panel, clicked the link and joined with me today. All who clicked the link, and tuned in, blessings to you. I truly, truly do appreciate all of you. For those who contributed and with your generosity, your support, your love, your attention, please carry that on with you, the good qualities of you. The good qualities you see in others, mirror those for you. Have fun with you. Have fun seeing how much light and good cheer you can bring, you can offer. I challenge myself with that some days, and some days I suck. Ask the viewers. Plenty days I tune in. I'm just a bitter Gus. But you know what? Here, I love hearing about me. And I love hearing me. So I've got some parting words from a recent stream, and then we're going to wrap it up, I think. As if God has abandoned you, please respond as if God is with you. That is my path. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to wrap it up here. Till next time, from me to you, thank you. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Whoops. Come on now, Jack. I suppose I could have wrapped it up right from there, and I didn't. But I wanted to swing back along the words of act as though God is with you. Follow Jesus. You may not do it perfectly. You may not do it flawlessly, but if your heart is real, and if your intent is real, when you pray and meditate, the answers will move you. The Spirit will lead you. And if you are conscious and you're really intent about following love, following the truth, being honest, being kind, being willing to forgive, being willing to be humble, being willing to serve forth to those who may not seem to deserve it. You do those things in your life, you will not find guilt. I can almost guarantee it. But I'm going to wrap it up here. We went long. Thank you again, sincerely, from me to you. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all.